Smooth, come on in, man. I had to finish up that pizza, man, because they weren't going to save me any. Niners! Fam, good to see you again. Yesterday was a tragedy. A tragedy. I really, let's make up for it now, though, okay? I'm already late. Don't come in here crying right about yesterday. Fam, decisions. Most of which are going to be pivotal this year to 49ers success. And you and I both know that. I mean, you know what's really bothering me the most? Every time I look, Howie Roseman is the standard. He is the standard of how you build a team. In a few weeks, we're going to be watching how I'm going to be more intrigued with what Howie does than I am what we're doing. God, he's good. Man. I wonder if we could ever get Howie to switch these alliances. Well, anyway. 49ers Deebo Samuel trade value. Oh, what is it? It looks like it's going to be a huge disappointment, fam. 2025 draft dilemma we're looking at coming up, too. Like most teams that are in Super Bowl contention in the immediate future, not you, Rams, shut up. The 49ers are going to have to move immediately to make adjustments. Injuries are one thing, but we got some other issues, too. The Brock Purdy contractors, but one of the matters that needs to be settled, and hurry up, Niners. God, please don't drag this out. The free agency window opens up on March the 10th, which is coming real shortly. When does the combine come up? Must be coming out for the next week or so. The draft for the upcoming 2025 season will start Thursday, April 24th to Saturday, April 26th. These dates they're coming in quick, man. Oh, they're coming in quick. So the 49ers are prepared and ready to go. You go miss the show. There's no time for tail dragging. Yes, Deebo's contract situation is problematic. Keep him, and it's a problem. Don't get rid of him, and it's a problem. Amplify more on that in just a moment. There lies plenty of pressure on the Niners' first-round draft pick that could seriously threaten the future of this franchise, too. Oh, it's serious this year. It's not for certain, of course, but the pick should be narrowed down to a choice between the offensive line and the defensive line. To the phones we're going to go to make ourselves crazy as to what makes the most sense with Deebo regarding trade options. Also, why it is critical that the Niners don't, wait for it, it is critical that the 49ers don't Jake Moody that first-round pick. I know, it was terrible. Oh, by the way, Brian, Nikita, I got your mail. And yeah, within as minutes after we stop here, I'm going to get that mail out to you. I promise. On every pizza that has extra cheese and mushrooms. All right? And you know how much I feel about that. You know I'm serious. Because I want you to have that jersey. You deserve that. You do. And Brian deserves to have to give it to you. I love it. Deebo in 2022, the Jets. Fam, we missed it too. We didn't know we missed it at that time, though. The Jets will in to send the 10th overall pick and a 5th-round selection of the Niners in exchange for Mrs. Deebo's baby boy and a 2nd-round pick. The Lions, the report has it, or should I say rumor has it, offered multiple selections that were a 1st-round and a 3rd-round pick. See, in hindsight, don't you wish you could have seen now, or seen them what you see now? Deebo was still a stud during that 2022 season, though, fam. Versatile and hostile. I mean, the boy was just badass. Times have changed, though, haven't they? Deebo's coming off a breakout 2021 season, stacking up 1,770 scrimmage yards, 14 total TDs. The boy was unstoppable offensive force, period. That's all there is to it. He wear T-shirts. The Kraken. The dude was bad. Since then, man, the Avengers, we had to kick him out of that, man. That's production just severely declined, dropped off. This past season, Deebo managed just 806 puny scrimmage yards and 4 TDs. One of which you dropped, Deebo. God, that win against the Rams, Deebo! The 2024 season was Deebo's worst campaign since his injury-plagued 2020 season. And you remember that? The player who brought the argument to the table that he was a solid ball carrier was saying a dynamic dual-threat weapon was he, capable of inflicting damage on the ground and needs to get paid. And they did. After an offseason from hell, you see, because everybody cannot do what Deebo does. This past season, Deebo averaged a career low 3.2 yards. That was per carry, dropping down from his impressive 6.1 yard rushing average of 2023. So, to put it just bluntly, Deebo's trade value ain't for. And who wants Deebo? What he's getting paid? How you going to trade that? There's nobody in their right mind going to trade 49ers anything and pay Deebo all that money. So his value dropped right along with his production. The Niners know better than to expect receiving anything close to what teams offered in 2022, of course. Deebo's not feeling welcome anymore, mainly because, Steven, it's your fault that Steven, your fault that Deebo feels unwanted around here. He's looking for a way out of the Bay. Niners have granted him permission to explore a trade while being completely aware that the return ain't going to be worth a pair of old socks that have been left in the dirty clothes for 6 months. Oh, fam, though, you know what? Really, what can the 49ers realistically expect in return now and from who? And how are you going to do this? How would you do this? Man. Do you take the... See, because Ricky Pearsall doesn't need to sit down and wait for Deebo. And Jawan Jennings already took his job. So what are you going to do? BA's not... You could keep Deebo until the half point in the season and see if you can feed him the ball and see if you can get some things done and get something for him. And whomever we deal with, we still have to pay some money. They can deal with the rest of his contract. Somebody's going to get a freebie. And watch Deebo go somewhere else and just be shining like new money. One other thing I'm going to cover real quick. The draft. The two most pressing needs on the offensive and defensive lines. We know that. The 49ers need multiple new starters on both sides of the ball. It's pretty much established that the Niners value defense. They pretty much always have since Lynch and Shanahan first came. Remember the first draft pick in the 2018 draft, right? Oh, God, I know you guys you guys got to go defense and get Jamal Adams. Man, I wish we could get Christian McCaffrey. And there's about two other guys, too, man. 49ers select Solomon Thomas. What? I think I said what about 20 times, and I went nuts. See, that's so, we little did we know at that time, that was the Niners' MO. That's how they're going to run this team. It's going to be defense. And I'm not mad at that. But, there are times when you need to switch things up a little bit. You don't have to be so consistent all the time and that kind of thing. And you can still get a defensive player. You could have got... It's too late. Let's not harp on that, which is some of us will expect the defensive line to be their go-to position with the number 11 pick in this year's draft. That was the reason why I figured that. But we've all thought about this because we talked about it ad nauseum. The Niners may be in place where they may finally have to address the elephant in the room. Boy, he's huge. I mean, ain't no room to walk by him. And I'm talking about a warehouse-sized room. The problem on the offensive line is serious, and it is very serious. Ask Patrick Mahomes about how the offensive line. Do you know that was in the UDFA? I didn't even know that. They was trying to protect Patrick Mahomes. I believe was it on the right side? Miracles. Look, blame quarterbacks all you want to. If he ain't got an offensive line, his ass is going down, okay? That's all there is to it. He could be as good. He could be Brady, Montana, and Mahomes all in one body. He ain't getting nothing done because he'd be laying in the dirt going, hey, where you going? Oh, I'm coming. I'm trying to find you guys. He'll get his brains knocked out. ESPN's Phil Yates, the dude, I was checking him out. He's absolutely right in suggesting in a one-round mock draft, the Niners skipped their defensive line. They're pinching for that to help bolster that offensive line. There's a kid in Ohio, coming from Ohio State, offensive tackle Josh Simmons. The analysis is a typical analysis regarding the 49ers taking an offensive lineman with that 11th pick. They can use an upgrade at right tackle while also readying themselves to replace soon-to-be Trent Williams is 37 years old. Fam, Trent Williams, I mean, his minutes we'll count them, man. It's time. Now, Mr. Simmons' baby boy, he appears to have all the physical tools to be successful for the 49ers. After a successful 3-year college, he got some seasoning, got some polish. The question is, would the Niners actually draft an offensive lineman that high? Remember, fam, the other time they did do that, it was in the 2018 draft when they selected Mike McGlinchey. I know, it's a risk. But you know what? At that time, the Niners just needed help at the offensive line, especially the tackle, so the need was clear and immediate. Fam, are they not in the same boat right now? I think so. Williams is singing his swan song even as we speak, fam. The man hasn't played more than 15 games in a season during his 5 years with the Niners. And what is really setting the alarms off is this fact. If the Niners bounce back towards Super Bowl contention next year, 2025, they won't be picking nearly this early in the draft. And finding quality offensive tackles, especially, not just offensive linemen, that could be problematic. You can't pick up no good offensive lineman at 30, 31. Simmons specifically fits not only because of success at a school that raises monsters, Ohio State. I mean, I'd much rather he came out of Notre Dame or Boston College, but that ain't the case. He can still be a good ball player. Ohio State's got a good program. But he has experience as a right tackle during his one season as a starter with San Diego State before transferring to join the almighty Buckeyes. The only bad news is this, though, fam. He's also coming off an ACL tear he suffered back in October. With the Niners, we got personnel in place to ensure they're not rushing Simmons into actions. Simmons will probably be ready, be available at number 11. All of us are going to say the same thing once. Oh, man, we got to pick up an injured player with the 11th pick in the draft. Ooh. They're going to have to find an offensive tackle that's better than Simmons when Simmons is looking healthy. I hope they give him an examination. I hope they know well what the doctor thinks. Bring your own doctors down there. Take a good look. Is he going to heal? He doesn't have to play next season. We wish he would, but if he can get some time in. That happened way back in October. We don't know. He may be damn near healed by now. You would think offensive linemen don't have to have the same kind of movements as a sexy position players do. So he can, he might be okay. Combine that, though, with the potential upgrade over Colton McKivitz, our favorite whooping boy. We beat up Colton McKivitz I got to say this, though. We weren't talking about Colton so much the last few weeks of the season, were we? Be honest. I said more bad things about Jake Moody than I did Colton McKivitz. With good reason. But McKivitz, this kid would come in and take him out. Substantial enough that we may see the Niners maybe willing to take an old lineman in the first round for the second time since 2017. What you go do, fam? What you go do? Do you pick up Mrs. Simmons' baby boy? What do you do with Deebo? Do you go ahead and get rid of him because you need to make room on the roster for somebody else that can contribute more and take the little bit of the cap hit? I don't know what's going to be. There's dates. There's systems in place where you can actually save money. How do you do that? I'm going to wait till June. I really hate to abuse Deebo, fam. I don't know how to do with him. I know Steven knows what to do. You may know what to do too. I can't dog D. I love that dude. I always did, man. Every time he got the ball, I said, Deebo, get him, boy! But there comes practicality into the situation. This is a football team. Nostalgia has no room around here. You got to get the job done. Surge!
Ronbo!
How you doing tonight, fam?
I'm doing amazing. I'm alive. And so is our team.
Yes, indeed. Man. You got
Except
Deebo,
for,
you got Brock, Deebo,
him,
and
man.
now that offensive line choice. What you gonna do? Surge?
I know, man, but they're going to have to change that song to Hit the Road, Deebo, and Don't Come Back No More. Because, Ronbo, this is the second time he's asking for a trade.
No, he's serious.
How disrespectful is that to the how disrespectful is that to his teammates that he's the only one in our roster that wants to be traded? Bye. Kick rocks.
Ego.
Come on, man. He wanted to leave. He wanted to leave before he got his big bag, and that's the reason why we gave him a bag, because we didn't want to let him go. And now that we gave him a bag, he's playing okay. He's slower. He's gained weight. Like he's not carrying, and he's out there wearing other jerseys. Like he's not spending time with the teammates. Outside of
He's a toxic ex-girlfriend you never knew you didn't want.
So, I don't know, man. That's just me. Like, if you don't want to be part of the family, dude, then change your last name. You know what I'm saying?
He feels unwanted. He feels
opinion.
disrespected. When guys have Deebo's got an ego. I mean, the dude gets in his car, he's got to use a shoe spoon, man. His head is big. So, now he feels like, oh, y'all don't need me? Hell, I don't need y'all. Out of here. So, he's taking that. I know he's got that attitude. I can feel it.
Like, I like him as a player, but when it comes to asking for a trade 2 times and then not showing up, but you're all talk. He was talking a lot when we were going to play the Eagles, and he showed up, Yeah. But after that, man, like when it comes to I don't get the ball much. Okay, but when we do give you the ball, what do we get back?
Ooh, dropped it.
Drop balls. When you're handed the ball, what do? Run into a wall? Like Isaac doesn't do that. CMC doesn't do that. Mason don't do that. Juice don't do that. Why are you doing that?
He's not really a running back, So Deebo's just a tough guy. That's why the running backs know where to go, and they got better vision. Deebo's just go bum rush him and see if he can crash through there. So, yeah.
But I'm not talking about the position, Ronbo. I'm talking about when we give you the ball. After all that talk, we give you the ball. What do we get back?
Well, see, that's what I mean.
He's a big
Come on, man. You're gonna sell me a freaking car, at the dealership, get me all excited, but when I buy it, it breaks down on me as soon as I leave the lot. Come on, man.
Yeah. And how many times does that happen, right? It goes on all over the league, but we don't want it here. So, and Deebo even explained it. So remember he said they're waiting for, everybody's seeing this play. They know when I line up at this position what I'm going to do. Well, that's partially a routine. Every team in the league had a plan. As soon as Deebo came around that corner, man, they were ready. Oh, they were ready.
But Deebo, Ronbo, the same shit's going to happen to Deebo. The same shit happened to Tyreek when he left the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
He's going to want to go somewhere else, and all of a sudden, what happens? He's not winning championships. The other team is. So we're going to go win championships without you, and we're going to rub it right in your face, bro. That's it.
So the thing is, money-wise, we take a hit if you get rid of Deebo too soon, though. Yeah. You know that, right?
Well, if we get rid of him before March 26th, we'll save $15 million.
But still, the cap hit will be, we got to pay part of his salary, most likely. Anybody who takes Deebo is going to make us pay part of it as part of the deal. And then the cap hit. Man, I don't know what's it going to add up to?
But just like what Chad Ochocinco said, the grass is not greener on the other side, man.
That's been proven too
You're
many
gonna want to go
times.
to another team, but you never know, man. You're gonna get put into a team that's not even a contender, man.
Can
Well,
you imagine him going to Kansas
we're
City?
contenders.
I know, right?
That
And
ain't
he
gonna happen.
and he
But
won't have
I
the
heard
fun.
there's a possibility that he
What?
might go to Washington.
I hadn't thought about Washington. And Adam
Yeah,
Peters is over there.
that's the talk right now.
Whoa. I'll bet they have
That's
been talking.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been watching ESPN and they're saying that that's like the one team that he might end up going to.
Yeah, because they. Okay. Who's the OC?
But
Oh, what am I asking that for? Jalen's favorite guy's over there as the OC. And you're right. I mean, whatever the conversation is, it's going that way. That's right, because Lynch and Adam Peters, that could work. Anyway, go ahead. The offensive line, defensive line question. Are the
it's
49ers
gonna
going to
hurt a
go
little
offensive
bit
line?
getting into. It's gonna hurt a little bit to let go of Deebo because he is a really good weapon when it comes
Used to be.
to Kyle's scheme.
Offense.
But we could find another Deebo out there, man. There's not one Deebo out there, man.
You don't have to
We could find another
Deebo.
player that could do what Deebo did.
Or just go another direction. As I say, I think
Yeah.
Pearsall's going to be a little more special than we think. Jawan Jennings is already more special than I thought he ever would be. BA, I don't know what we're going to have and how long we got to wait. George Kittle, they're probably going to pick up another wide receiver as a Band-Aid. I don't. There's some things they're going to do in free agency. I bet that was going to surprise us. They do every year. But we'll
Did
see.
you watch the Super Bowl, Ronbo?
Yeah. Did you skip it? I didn't.
No, I watched it. But
Yeah, I know, I watched
but I'm
it.
saying, do you know what won? Do you know what won the Super Bowl? The defense.
Yes.
They
that's
rushed four.
most of the time.
They rushed four. We used to rush four. So Salah's gonna bring that back. We're gonna go and probably get Myles Garrett if we can, and we're gonna rush four. If we get Myles Garrett, we're rushing four. Believe that.
It's over.
And
Myles Garrett comes to San Francisco.
And then-
it's freaking over. That's too much for
And
any
then
team
what
to deal
lost-
with.
what lost it for the Kansas City Chiefs? He didn't have an O-line. He didn't have protection. So we need to protect Brock. That's the thing. We need to have protection for Brock, and we need to go get our front four so that we can win it all.
Oh God.
That's what we need.
No. And Patrick Mahomes, as I said, I've always said this. Man, a quarterback ain't gonna do jack without an offensive line. He can be as good as he wants to be.
No.
They killed
And
Patrick.
that's what I mean, man.
Ooh, God,
If we get rid of Deebo,
Ooh.
it's whatever. We just need to get protection, and we need to get the front four and defense, and we'll be good. Even if Deebo leaves, we'll be good. If we get that, trust me. Okay,
I do.
so
Serge, I'm gonna see you Friday.
I'm excited.
Well, you should because it's fun. This is fun when I don't like losing like we did, but it's fun picking up the pieces, put this here, because the pedigree is there. Anybody that says the 49ers ain't badass is just blowing smoke. Especially Rams fans. Rams fans are talking loud stupidity because they're scared. They know what's coming. And hey, Serge, I'll see you Friday though.
All right, Ronbo, you have a good night, man. Just keep that positivity, man.
Oh,
Ronbo, Deebo's not gonna hurt the team, man. We're gonna be fine without him.
They won't allow that anyway. All right, fam. Appreciate you, Serge.
All right, guys.
Have a
Have a
good
good
night,
night.
fam. Actually, I am having fun with this offseason because I like the all the energies going forward. When we were in the Super Bowl last year, it was dead. But weeks after, everybody was dead inside. The year before, we were all pumped up. Why? Because Brock got hurt, and we knew we were a better team than that. We knew we were a Super Bowl team, so we were all pumped up. But this year, I'm feeling like I did the year before last. Oh, hey, Triple A.
What's up, Ronbo?
Triple A, man, all signs point to go. Go get them, Niners. And we got an easy schedule. Ain't nothing got to deal with but the NFC West. That's the toughest thing we got to deal with. I mean, we may see some other teams. No, we got the NFC. Don't we have the NFC East?
No, we got the NFC South.
Oh, of course, the Falcons and Bucks. Nolans do have the Eagles' offensive coordinator over there. I think Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Who else is over there? Hey, wait. You know what? I say this every year. Look out for the sneak team. Watch out for the Panthers. Go ahead, fam. Tell me.
Oh, yeah, because the Panthers got Bryce Young, which he got better like the last couple of weeks of the season.
The defense looks good too, and they're high on the draft pick too. Ooh. Okay, never mind. We ain't worried about them. But talk. What are you going to do with Deebo? Because now it's gotten serious. Before we thought it was just a rumor. It's real.
Yeah. I mean, I think the best fit for Deebo is the Ravens because, the way they play that physicality on offense.
Smash mouth.
So, yeah, I could see him going to Baltimore, maybe Buffalo, because
teams that are physical. You're right; they would appreciate Deebo football.
Yeah, or even the Washington Commanders, because I think Adam Peters drafted Deebo.
The Commanders?
So, yeah.
No, they drafted Deebo? No, the 49ers drafted Deebo.
No. I say when Adam Peters was.
Oh, Adam Peters involved in that?
49ers.
Oh, yeah, when he was there. Yeah, I suspect. You know what though? Remember, Shanahan had the Reese's Peanut Butter Bowl that year. What do we call that, guys? And he and Deebo.
I think he coached Deebo.
Yeah, he did. He clicked with Deebo that year, and so his mind was made up as soon as he left and came on back to Santa Clara. That Deebo's gonna be the guy. Ian Sharp says,
"Yeah,
Peters is too smart to trade for Deebo." Triple A. That's a good point. Adam Peters. The reason why Adam Peters is such a clever GM is because he knows probably who to stay away from as much as he knows who to go get. Deebo's not somebody you go get. Coming there with his booty way too big and carrying a bowl of macaroni and cheese in one arm and an Armani suit. No, Deebo's not an Armani guy, though. But anyway, go ahead.
But, yeah, and if he, I guess whenever he gets traded, he's probably going to go to that team and, he'll probably be sad because if we win the Super Bowl next year, then he's going to be a little salty.
A little? Oh. Deebo will probably be, I can't imagine what his head's going to be like that. He's going to be feeling some kind of way, though. Definitely right about that.
Yeah. So, and I think another team that could be a dark horse to get Deebo is the Dolphins because
I keep forgetting about that.
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Because Mike McDaniel used Deebo in 2021. He used him on jet sweeps.
That was his
screen
mind.
pass.
True.
Yep. So.
And you notice since Mike left, that hasn't been effective since. Mike knew how to engineer and win and how to put people in position to run that play. Nobody's going to admit that. Nobody even mentioned it. You mention it now. You're one of the few people that actually thought about that. That play started failing as soon as Mike left. That's no coincidence.
But yeah, you know, like, and you know, the 49ers could get in return like a third round pick or something like that, then I'll be happy with that.
Oh, hell yeah. Anything you can get for Deebo above 5. You know, I mean, because of what we know about Deebo, you call me and ask me for a pick, Deebo. Yeah. And how much you paying him? I'll tell you what, we'll split that in half, and I'll give you a 5th round pick. What? 5th round pick? You guys are trying to unload him, not I'm trying to help you out. In other words, if they get on the phone and try to deal, the 49ers have no leverage, no advantage. Deebo did not do enough last year to warrant anybody just knocking on the door and ringing the phone off the hook trying to get him. So here we are.
Yeah.
Shit.
And you know, and I think this past year, I think the Deebo kind of like mentor Ricky Pearsall, like, you know, how to be a pro. And
Yeah. Him and Cowling are bros because they share a similar situation with having young babies at this age. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, bonding with the youngsters is good. I enjoyed reading that myself. I said, but Deebo, man, I don't know, you may be out of here, bro.
Yeah, and not to mention Deebo also mentored Brandon Ayuk when BA was a rookie.
Yeah.
So
no, Deebo's a good guy. Let's not make him look like a bad guy. He's not a bad guy.
Right.
Deebo is he's a great guy, great person, good football player under normal circumstances. I think his priorities got shifted in a way where he's not really focusing as hard on football as he did before he got paid. It's understandable. A lot of people do that, but you usually snap out of it after about a year. Deebo's 2 years into that contract? 3. This is his 3rd year, right?
I think so.
At least, yeah. So he should have got back on the track of I need to conquer. So
yeah.
Fam, we got a time on. I'll be back Friday looking for you, Triple A. Always appreciate your family. Yeah, loyal to getting in here. All right.
All right, Ronbo.
All right. See you on X as we steamroll Rudy's
You too.
silliness every few
Have
minutes.
a good night.
You too. Night, fam.
I know, right?
All right,
You too.
It was so strange. All right, fam. Night. Rams fans, y'all need to get at least. Rams fans, you know what? Y'all need to get at least 3 trophies before you start running smack. I do not understand how you feel you have license or are qualified. Where do you get off? I mean, being in here, you guys need to humble up. You haven't done jack. I don't care about how long it takes to get a trophy. You had 1 for near 70 years. You just recently got 2. Where on earth do you get off? Hey, yo, Steven, come on in.
What's up, Ronbo? Hey, I got a deal. For you.
Steven, you're too distant. Something. You must be. You're not using headphones. You're not using
I am using
speakerphone. Okay. Why are you?
No, I'm using headphones. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, well, it's a little better.
Better?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I got a better deal for you.
Okay.
Package Deebo and Ayuk, trade them to the Browns, and get Myles Garrett. You know what? And I'll tell you what.
The money would equal.
Because one,
actually, it's more.
Yeah,
You have to give us
exactly.
something else.
Because if they can package Deebo to go to the Browns, right, and get rid of Brandon Ayuk, Brandon Ayuk's not going to be back till mid-season. They've already said that. His knee is gone. They had to do extensive work.
Oh.
Ronbo, that's the really bad part about it that no one's talking about. They had to do extensive work on his knee because not only did he destroy his ACL, he tore his MCL as well.
Yeah,
so
and if there's structural damage, they really had to do a lot of work. Why he should have went to Nick Bosa's doctor.
But here's the thing. You got to remember, Nick Bosa's a freak of nature. Him and his brother. Oh, and that's another thing, too. They were talking about probably sending Deebo over to the Chargers and we getting Joey. So there are three defensive ends that are up for trade. And I don't know which one I want. Do I want Myles Garrett? Do I want Max Crosby? Or do we want Joey Bosa and the Bosa Bros?
Joey plays less than Trent. Max or Miles. Yeah, especially Miles.
Hey, I'm okay if we get Max, though.
I would not shed one tear. But yeah, and plus I love the attitude. Crosby's just an evil man. I like that. I mean,
and that's what we need. That's what we need. An evil person on the DL. You know what I mean? It's crazy because, like, if you get rid of Deebo and you package him with Brandon Ayuk, then we get to save our draft pick, give it to the Vegas. If we're smart, give it to Vegas. Vegas is stupid enough to let Max Crosby go. Like, oh yeah, we'll let him go.
Well, Max wants to leave. He's sort of like, you can't keep guys that just hate being there. So you got to think about, you got to move him, I guess. But yeah.
We give him our first round pick this year, Ronbo. I guarantee you, Raiders will fall and be like, "Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it."
I know as bad as we played, we give them pick 11. Oh hell yeah, they take that.
Guaranteed. They're like, "Hey, you know what? Because they got nothing to lose. They got no head coach. They got no good players."
Okay, listen. Then go segue from that because we fully know how you feel about Deebo. Now you're going to give up that first round pick. Now you're going to go. You don't have an offensive lineman in that first round anymore. You already seen what happens to a quarterback unless he's got a stout offensive line in today's NFL. How you going to do?
Well, get this. Not really many offensive linemen do good in the first round. We know that. First round's a hit or miss, big time. Yeah. You know, the turnover in first round is what, 75% or 25% doing well?
Yeah. Well, he'd be in a grooming class. For first season, he'll only be grooming anyway. Kyle Shanahan's system is a little difficult for even pros to grasp immediately. He'd be in a program anyway the first year. Because you look at what Aaron, what was Aaron's last name? Anyway, Aaron did a good job his second year. Banks is good his second year. He didn't play his first year. Second year, he looked good. Third year, I don't know what happened to him.
He dropped off again. No, it happens because when you get subbed out consistently, because Aaron Banks only did good because John Feliciano was not there. John Feliciano comes in, Aaron Banks gets replaced, and does terrible. Happens all the time.
Sides of the line.
Happens every. Yeah, if you're not practicing that side, or if you're not practicing that position often, you're not going to do good. You're going to sink. You're going to drop, and it just happens. Offensive line, the trenches is probably the hardest position you can play, next to running back. And I say that because you are taking on a grown-ass man running at you at full blast every single snap of every single touch of every single minute.
He's got maneuverability, and you got to be out there all day. You don't get to. There's no replacement for you.
Exactly, and on top of that too, you're backstepping the whole way. You're backpedaling the entire time, so it's like you're already at a disadvantage from the moment the ball is snapped.
I know, it's scary.
So, to me, it's like, I would focus on offensive line in the later rounds only because that's where most of the talent is at. Because if you try to focus it on the first round, you're going to do what every team does in the first round and have a first round bust. You know what I mean?
Because look at Pooney.
And
third round pick. I can't get over that. Good offensive
exactly.
lineman. Third round.
He's perfect. He's a perfect offensive lineman for our scheme. Now, and like I said, just imagine that. Imagine we give up some draft picks to get Max Crosby, and then we give up Deebo and Brandon Ayuk to the Browns to get Myles Garrett.
Now, you're assuming, of course, that the Browns like that deal. The Browns are probably they're going to start shedding salary, too, soon. Because Deshaun Watson...
What choice?
I know, well, yeah.
What choice do they have? They have no receivers.
Don't they?
You have no running back, and Deebo can be...
They got a running back.
And Deebo can...
Wait, Steve, they got one of the best in the game. How did his leg do last year, though? He looked okay. It was too late when he came in.
He looked decent, but he's, You have Chuba Hubbard. No, Chuba Hubbard's out of there. I forgot. But you got, like I said, they don't really have an option, because if you have Deebo, who's kind of like a dual threat, who might be able to run that scheme again over there, it could work out to his benefit.
Yeah, it depends on the OC.
I'm not praying on, exactly. I'm not praying on the guy's downfall. I do dislike him 110%. It's pretty well documented in every video you put out.
That's true. God.
But I think if the Niners are smart and John Lynch and the front office are smart, they're going to do whatever they can to get those two on that team.
Yeah.
Because where you win is in the trenches. And
we're going to get.
If
I
you
think we
can
got a big
solidify
surprise
that,
coming up for because how they make one big deal every year. It was whoa, all right. We get that whoa moment.
Remember?
We'll see.
Yeah, it was going to be like the time we signed Chase Young. Remember that time? We got Chase Young, Javon Hargrave,
and didn't know he was
in 1 year. Oh.
I know, 2 busts. I mean, not bust, but
and then we
did not live up to potential.
But then we also got CMC, which I thought was crazy for a bag of chips, Ronbo. For a bag of chips.
Dude, we gotta go. I came in too late, so we got to go. Hey, I'll be back Friday. I will be on time. All right?
All right, Ronbo. I'll see you Friday.
Appreciate
have a good night.
Night, fam. And Dixie Jackson, I've not seen you in a while. How you doing, fam? And thanks for that. I hope 49ers win Super Bowl at Levi's next year. Oh, I know, right? If I witness 49ers winning Super Bowl at Levi's, I will be happy. What do you think the Niners should get for draft and free agency? See, we don't have any money for free agency. The best if the 49ers can re-sign some of the players that we have. I need George Kittle signed. The list goes on and on. So I'm not even thinking about the free agency period as much as I am the draft. Heads, offensive lineman. Tails, defensive lineman. We'll reveal this on draft night. So I don't know, Dixie Jackson. I love having a beast on that defensive line, but realistically, we've got to get that offensive line fixed, and we've got to get it substantial, and we've got to get it shored up to the point where Brock can maneuver and do what he does, not running for his life trying to find guys downfield all the time. It doesn't work. It will never work. Hey, Nigel.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo? How you doing?
Doing all right, Nigel. Looking forward to what's going to happen next. It's kind of exciting, actually. But what do you think of the Deebo situation, the first-round pick, and anything else you want to add?
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, man. It was one of those things, Ronbo, where I think, to be honest with you, we were going to have to get rid of somebody, I think, just because of the numbers that
True.
We're going to have to incur with Brock's new salary that he needs and, all that type of thing. So it's no surprise that Deebo is on the chopping block. I mean, it's one of those things where he quit before he could get fired, in my opinion, because if you think about it, once Ayuk comes back, he's like the odd man out.
Well, it's his fault. Produce, Deebo. Be Deebo, and you don't have to worry about anything. We'll keep you forever.
Right. We got Ricky Pearsall now. I think he's pretty, to me, he's solidified himself as probably the third option on the team because, everybody else that we've got, Ayuk coming back, hopefully, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with him or what his timetable is, but.
And when he does come back, how's he going to look?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen there, but what teams do you think that he might go to, Ronbo, or what do you think he would fit best with?
Deebo, you've heard some names, teams that like a physical style, the Steelers. Washington, I don't think so. Adam Peters is too sharp to bring Deebo over there to cause all that trouble and not be effective. He's not the kind of receiver that you're going to have Daniel's throwing to. Jaden needs real receivers. Deebo's not really a receiver. He's more an offensive weapon, right? McDaniels might want to pick him up and use him because when Mike was with us, Deebo was tearing up. So That could make sense.
Yeah. And that's where he made his bread and butter with the end arounds, man. Those were deadly.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd come around the corner and just bulldoze people. But, it's funny how fans turn on players sometimes based on how they act. He had his little diva moment for his contract and that type of thing. But to be honest with you, Ronbo, he was one of my favorite players to watch, man.
Oh, I try. Everybody loved
in his heyday, he was. Yeah, it's just, the guys fall off, and he's around that age, man. He's 28, 29 years old. I mean, that's unfortunately what these guys go into this sport, it brutalizes their body, and so most of them don't last past 30 years old.
Yeah.
So he hasn't fallen off that far, but, I'm just saying, like, he's lost a step. Who knows where he's going to go? But, unfortunately, I think it's just one of those things where it was inevitable. I think it was too redundant with the wide receivers that we have. And there's young guys coming up like Cowling that's trying to get some playing time. And, with the contract, like I said earlier, it's just that thing. So, hopefully he's. I wish him the best, because he was.
He did a lot of
sounds like he was a good guy too. Yeah, I mean, he was the only one that went to Ricky Pearsall when he got shot. Ricky was saying that Deebo was the only guy that actually went to visit him out of the whole team. So, and he's still out there saying Brock should be paid. So he's a good teammate. It's a different perspective from being a teammate to being a fan. So I just hope, Ronbo, we get somebody like the previous callers were saying, we need to solidify that offensive line and the defensive line. That's how the Eagles did it. And typically whoever wins the trenches is going to win the game,
That's every year that's the case. Every year that's the case. And it was last year with us. We lost in the trenches. It was this year. Patrick lost in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
Defense determines that game every year. And people always say, we need to better this. We need to better that. No, you need a defensive line and an offensive line, and everything will be fine. Yeah.
Hey, Ronbo, do you think Patrick Mahomes played well in that game in the Super Bowl?
No, I felt sorry for him because he didn't have any protection, but Patrick was throwing them INTs. I mean, I understand the pressure probably affects that as well.
Imagine if Brock Purdy does something like that,
49er fans would be going livid nuts. Oh, my God. Woo!
Oh, well, he doesn't have, he's a noodle arm. That's, that's our quarterback. But that's how some people treat him. But
I don't care. I like the way he thinks. I like his attitude, too. He is the only quarterback I've ever heard of after a game that goes in a locker room, goes into a dark corner, and goes into fetal position. He takes it serious. I've seen him do too many great things. His numbers speak for themselves. Prior to this last year, clearly it was evident what was going on the field. As I've said a million times, and some people still don't understand or believe that concept, if you don't have an offensive line, you're dead meat as a quarterback. I don't care if you're Brady. I don't care if you're Mahomes. I don't care if you're some of the greatest quarterbacks in history. If you've got no protection, that defensive line is going to eat you for lunch, and you're not going to get any passes off. And Mahomes got rattled, and that'll have something to do with it too. So yeah, give our boy an offensive line. Now let's go back to the prior years when he was out there throwing over 300 yards and came up with 4,000 yards at the end of the season. That's real, and he did it twice. So I'm not listening to that other noise. Forget that. He can play.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. We got to get good in the trenches because at minimum, if we make it to the playoffs, you're going to have to go against Philadelphia, who has a great offensive line and a great defensive line. So you're going to have to stand up to them now because they're going to be having their chest puffed out like we just beat the Chiefs. We're the champions now, which they are. But that's another added issue. So I don't even think we should be worrying about the Chiefs right now. We got to worry about competing in the NFC to even try to get to the Super Bowl. Because I'm starting to think about it, Ronbo. Was the AFC really tougher than the NFC? Because I don't know what happened there, but that was kind of weird.
This happens every year, fam. That's we got to roll. I came in too late, so we can't stay overtime. I'll see you Friday, though. Hope you got some time.
Cool. All right, man. Good talking to you. You guys have a good night,
Always
and
my pleasure.
we'll talk to you later, man.
Thanks, fam. Night, Nigel.
Night.
Yeah, you got to get that offensive line fixed. I want a defensive line that's just destructive. But I don't want a defensive line to tear up our guy either. Nobody can play with like that. My God. What are you going to do? Oh, Quaid, I meant to answer your question. You says, what happened to Ready to Go? He left. Frank, come on in, Frank.
Ronbo.
Frank, good to hear from you, fam. I know it's too late for you to be fixing your fish sandwich, so that's why I came in late.
What's up, Ronbo?
Yeah, we're sitting up here looking at what the 49ers got to do to put this Humpty Dumpty back together again. And there's not a lot of adjustments, Frank. We got little problems like Deebo and what we're going to do with Deebo and monies, restructuring contracts and things like that in order to be able to afford somebody badass, maybe in free agency or just re-sign our guys. And then, Frank, you know, the first-round draft pick, I assume the 49ers, because you know how we do, go get the most dangerous man in college at that 11th pick that they can find and to play that defensive line, but maybe not this year.
We need to win the draft. I mean, we gotta take a page out of Philly book. You know, I think you see, you know, the people the players that shine in that Super Bowl. Cooper DJ, what's his name? DJ, that's his name, right? Yeah. Cooper DJ. Yeah. He was a rookie. They top corner was a rookie. You know, and they shut down corner was a rookie. It was a rookie. So we just got we need to win the draft. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to hit. We got to hit on the draft. So and Deebo, you know, I think he going to Denver, Ronbo. I think he going to the Broncos. I think Denver gonna be
nobody mentioned Denver. What made you think that?
Yeah, he was because he was on his IG and on his little podcast. He was wearing the Denver hat and he was talking about how he like, you know, what they got going on over there in Sean Payton and stuff like that. So I think Denver gonna be probably the spot. Probably gonna be his landing spot.
Yeah, he can make his own.
Yeah, Denver. So yeah, he was talking about Denver. So
okay, well, Frank,
I'm ready to give.
What do you think they'll give us from? What do you think Denver is willing to give up for him? That's the
problem. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. You know, people like talking like a 6th round or 5th round for him. You know, because he not the same. I mean, that's the talk what they were saying. You know, I don't know who's gonna give us a 3rd or 4th. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but his production, you know, from last year, but yeah, look, I mean, he I was tired, Ronbo. I was done with him once I saw him with the Eagle jersey on, Ronbo. I know,
he made everybody tired with that, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm like, Deebo, come on, Deebo, man. Like, you know, I respect you as a player, man, but even though I know you supporting your man, AJ Brown. You could have wore a shirt. You could have got something made just saying, you know what I'm saying, you going for AJ Brown. You don't put on another, you know what I'm saying, a bright green Eagles number 11 jersey. I was happy when I saw that, Ronbo. Exactly. You ain't retired. I'm like, come on, Slim. I'm looking at Deebo like, what are you doing, man? Like, come on, you know. After that, I was like, yeah, man, he got to go, man. It's time for him to be too much of a diva, man. He's too much into that. It's fashion and podcast stuff. Like, I want players that's dogs, that's focused, that's want to win every Sunday. That, you know, he got too much going on. You know, I think it's time to move on. It's just time to move on from him. That's all. It's just time to move on. I wish him the best. I don't have no ill will feelings for him. You know, I appreciate what he done for us when he was with us, but you know, it's time to pass. You know what I'm saying? So I just think I don't know what we're gonna get for him. I don't know if they're gonna release him. Wait till June 1st to release him. And then I think I'm not sure if with the salary cap or his money, if you release him June 1st, they were talking about they might release him, wait to release him June 1st.
But you got to get something for
him. I don't know. You know
it's still
going to
cost money, Frank.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know what we're going to get for him. So I don't know. But Denver is his what he been talking about. Denver is the squad he been talking about.
But you know, Frank, what you just said, though, the teams might think, let's just go ahead and see what happens if you get released. We'll get you over here in a heartbeat. But we're not willing to give up. We can't afford to give up any picks Deebo. Don't take it personally. We love to have you, but we want to see what we can finagle out before that.
I know.
I mean, that's business, Frank. If you were sitting over there and I was trying to deal with you, you'd tell me the same thing. Or you wouldn't tell me, but you'd tell Deebo if he already came over there to talk to you, what's going on, and the dates and everything that are lined up to their advantage or his advantage or the 49ers' advantage, right? So, I could get the business end of it could get nasty.
I mean, I like to get Myles Garrett, but it all depends on what we have to give up to get him, because we got a lot of hope. We still got to fill that offensive line. Like, we need an offensive line, man. Just watching that Philly game and that line and that D and they got the offensive line and they got a defensive line, and we got to build both. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we had to build both. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think just because we get Myles Garrett don't mean we're gonna be in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like we need to.
As bad as we're tearing their quarterback up. Well, you know what though, Frank? Andy Reid lost his mind. Run the ball every now and then, Andy. I mean, you just hung.
Yeah,
all he was in his pin ears back and just go after Patrick.
I mean, he couldn't though. I mean, they was just stopping the run. Pacheco probably got like 5-7 yards here or there. Hunt probably got like they just overall just played a masterful game. So I mean, they did. They played a masterful game. Yeah, the defense, man, was locked in. Man, it was 24-0 at halftime. I thought, come on, Kansas City might make a comeback, make it a game.
You do?
But no,
I
Philly ain't let up. Yeah, they ain't let up. You even see when they was on the sideline and the players was getting hyped. You ain't see, I think it was Cooper DeJean. He was like, "Nah, calm down. It ain't over yet. We got to be playing number 15 over there. We got to calm down." But it just showed, Ronbo, if you play a fair game, with the Chiefs. Well, if you play a fair game with the Chiefs, and the refs call holding on them, they 0-2, Ronbo. They 0-2.
I know.
It's like that. Why we couldn't have that ref? You know what I'm saying? We played them in the Super Bowl.
Because people talked about him so bad, they tried not to be involved in the game and deciding who's going to win. So the refs pretty much stayed out of it. Because Patrick got abused.
They need to keep it like that. They need to keep it like that, though. They need to keep it like that.
Well, yeah, I don't think they would have made
the Super Bowl. I think Buffalo would have beat them if they would have kept it like that. He wouldn't even would have been the Super Bowl. So but it's cool though, man. I just think we need to win. We need to win the draft. We need to hit this draft, man. And we need to win. You gotta take a page out of Philly book, man. We gotta build that offensive line, that defensive line, man, for us to make it to the Super Bowl. Because we get Myles Garrett, and we making it to the Super Bowl. We still got other holes we need to fill. So that's my take on it. That's my opinion. So I love to have them, but I'm not about to give up a whole farm just to get them, because we still got to build that offensive line. There's other holes we need, to get back to that dance. So the schedule look easy, but who knows?
No, I never buy that.
Who knows?
The schedule. Because there's gonna be some surprise teams.
Can't sleep on no team. And at the end of the day, they still NFL, players like us. So we can't say it's easy. We gonna go on in this dog walk teams, like that. Nah, we still gotta put the work in. We just gotta get the right players, man. So hopefully they scouting and looking and doing their homework, man. And and we just hit on this draft. So that's my main. I'm just waiting until we hit on this draft.
Give me a pony every year. For the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's play.
So, because man, Hurts had all the time in the world back there, man.
And
I'm like, man, look at this man, man.
He ain't all that kind of.
I mean, hey, look, he proved me wrong. I owe him an apology because I definitely was like, I said the only way they gonna win if they shut down shut Saquon down. Jalen Hurts got to take over the game, and he did that. So I give him credit where credit's due.
He got a lot of protection. The Chiefs couldn't get to him. Even big Chris Jones was getting locked out. I mean, that's how you beat the Chiefs.
Yeah. But also he was making all the throws.
He was.
That everybody was saying he couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? So he answered all the,
Yeah, I don't know why people ever said he couldn't throw. He could throw.
Yeah, I give him credit.
He runs.
So he did. Yeah, he did his thing. So, man, we just got to build. We just got to be ready, man, for this draft, man, and free agency. So we'll see what John Lynch and them do. We'll see. But watch out for Denver, though. I think Denver might be the team he might be going to.
Oh, they was a good badass last year. They just got beat in the playoff. Frank, we got to go.
Denver got a nice little month.
Oh, yeah, they do.
All right, Ronbo, yeah.
All right.
All right, Ronbo, man, appreciate you, man. Love you, man.
And, best of mom. Tell us about next year. So you look forward to next year.
Yeah. I'm gonna definitely let her know. I'm gonna let her know. Yeah, shout out to the Dragon family, my man Ellis. Who was on that? All the Tonys, Shabazz, the TNT family. Yeah, everybody, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. And that's like Ellis, keep doing what you're doing, man. I like what you're doing with the kids, man. That's what's up, man.
Cool?
That's good. Yeah, good to hear that positive stuff. I like that, Ellis, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I appreciate it. I like to hear stuff like that. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, shout out to everybody, man. You know, love y'all, man. Let's stay positive, man. Let's get ready for this draft, man. And, you know, see what we can do. All right, Ronbo.
All right, Frank. Appreciate you, fam. Have a great night. I'll see you soon. I'll be back Friday.
You too, man. Okay. Right. I'll be on there Friday.
Looking forward. All right. All right, Frank. Yeah. Nikita, I see you. My bad. I told myself yesterday, get this done now. So Nikita can get her brand new Saquon jersey. So I guarantee you, as soon as I get through here, first thing I do is stop BSing around and get you two connected. All right. Anthony.
Ronbo.
I like that.
What to do, Ronbo?
Well, here's the thing, Anthony. You know, you got to Deebo's situation is growing. And I was hoping it wouldn't. But it is. And it's going to be something that we're going to be.
Deebo clown, Ronbo.
No, but see, the thing is, he's something we have to attend to. I really wish they could attend to free agency and a draft. But, you know, as soon as we got to deal with Deebo, and then the draft situation is a whole other story. And, Anthony, didn't you say we're getting an offensive line in the first round? We should? Or did you say defensive line?
Ronbo. What people fail to realize, and remember, now you know, Ronbo, you know, I keep up with pretty much everything.
Yeah, that's true. But what you said,
they're talking about something. We need the offensive line, just offensive line, and the defensive line. Ronbo, if you get Myles Garrett right, all through this draft, Ronbo. This draft is loaded with offensive tackles. See where I'm going with this, Ronbo?
You give up that first round pick to Cleveland for Myles Garrett. I know where you're going. You're going to give a second round pick for next year and 2/3.
Ronbo, I was them, like you said, Ronbo, I give him the 11th pick. I even throw Deebo in there. I said, okay, he want to get traded. Okay, Cleveland, look, I'm going to give you pick number 11 and Deebo.
You're going to make him mad then. No, we don't. You're going to give me Deebo. I don't want to talk. They got to pay Deebo. You got to pay Deebo $30 million. His contract blows up to $30 million next season.
I mean, then if you trade him, Rambo, well, you don't want to cut him, though.
No, but you know how teams do. You want to close this deal? All right, you pay this percentage of his contract, we'll handle the rest. And so the 49ers got to pay like, what, $15 million or something like that. And
Rambo, these people don't understand. They don't understand. To get a aggressive player like Myles Garrett, opposite Nick Bosa, Rambo.
I want.
What are these people thinking about, Rambo? It ain't like you giving up all the defensive tackles that we got, like Malik Collins. Ain't like we giving them up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what,
Rambo, man,
Anthony? If it's me, you would be mad at me. Everybody would be mad at me for what I'd give up for Myles Garrett. Hell, I'd have half the team going over there. And you know what? You got to have a cast. But I just want Nick on one side and Myles on the other. I want to see them switching back and forth, laughing as they pass each other by. I want that so bad to happen because Myles Garrett doesn't play like a human being.
I'm trying to tell you, Rambo, look here, man. Oh, Rambo, another thing. I hear people talking about, the referees, you know why they did it, Rambo?
Yeah.
You know why they did it?
Pressure from around the league. People watching.
Rambo. They ain't what happened, Rambo.
Bets? Referees betting.
You remember those referees, the same referee that were calling the game against the Rams, and they got suspended for the scam. Those referees went out there calling the game. They had no They were suspended.
Good.
Those referees were suspended. They used to call the game for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Online where everybody could see them scream. You know how many people?
They were suspended. So that's why the game went the way it went. These were different referees. It wasn't the same referees that used to call the game for the Chiefs. Those referees were suspended. They're suspended.
You know, hey, that wasn't Vinovich's crew, was it? No,
No.
Yeah.
They were suspended.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about who got suspended. Was it a famous group of guys that suck? Because Bill Vinovich's crew sucks.
Yeah, all of them. That was his crew that got suspended. All of them except for one.
Who?
That number 41 referee. He was a part of the crew.
You know,
that was out there doing the Super Bowl.
I didn't look at this. I heard about it, but I didn't pay no mind because I get tired of reading things.
Yeah, Ronbo, if you go back, if you go back and look at this, you gonna see one of his Vinovich's crew was out there. They were suspended.
It was Vinovich's crew. The guy. You know what? Here's the thing. This is who's going to trust the NFL refs anymore? And Goodell said, "Oh, that's preposterous. There's nothing like that happening. We're not favoring the Chiefs or any other team." Hey, Roger. God.
They ain't had no choice but to call the game fair because there were so many people saying they weren't going to watch the Super Bowl and they would have lost millions of dollars.
Then sponsors have to react to
no
that and they pull out
the
too.
Game fair.
Good. It's unfortunate you got to go through all that before you behave. But Anthony, when there's millions and millions of dollars,
the game right, man, that's ridiculous.
Well, Anthony, there's money involved. Okay, a criminal element will always be exposed whenever there's a certain volume of money involved. And betting, the mob has been running betting out of Vegas for how long? It's never going to be right.
I mean, Ronbo, before the Super Bowl even started, I was on Instagram and I seen so many people talking about, hey, man, they ain't going to do them a cheat for the Chiefs. I ain't going to watch the Super Bowl. And people shouldn't even watch the Super Bowl. That's all they're going to do is cheat for the Chiefs.
See, that sentiment got around, and it made the league think, okay,
and that's what happened, Ronbo. It got around, and they ain't had no choice but to call the game right.
Well, I'm delighted to see him go. It's too late. It's unfortunately they didn't get pulled before now.
Yeah, because he not cost us 2 Super Bowls, man.
Did we have him for both?
Yeah, we have both times, bro. Both them clowns. Both Super Bowls.
Well, no need to worry about them again. And the Eagles, fortunately for them, the Chiefs were on their own. The guy argued me down.
You know what I said about that game there, Bo?
What?
I said maybe Kyle and John Lynch learned something from that Super Bowl.
Yeah, lots of things to be learned. I hope they were taking notes.
Yeah.
And do not do like Andy Reid, Kyle. Run the damn ball when you can, or set the run up. Oh.
Get what I heard them say today, Ronbo. They say, see, regardless of the limited yard that Saquon Barkley got getting, Sirianni stayed to the run. He said he would get average 3.1 yards a carry. You remember that time when we were playing the Rams, and you say, and they were talking about we can't run the ball. CMC only get 3-some yards. I said, run the ball. Keep running the ball.
They'll get soft. Especially, but they got that 6'5", average 337-pound offensive line. The Chiefs were getting handled. Did you see the offline? They had Chris Jones. The dude had him all up off the ground, and then Chris backed up at his leg.
Chris Jones, I think he got hurt.
They beat his ass
right at the top of the third quarter.
Yes, and they were doing a good job on him. even before the third quarter. Chris didn't have a lot of damage in this game.
I told my old lady, I said, I bet Ronbo having a ball right about now.
I didn't mean to laugh. But, Chris Jones has been an issue both Super Bowls. He determined both Super Bowls. He actually did on his own.
You ain't lying. He was throwing it outside all night long.
So to see the Eagles manhandle his ass. Oh, God, I enjoyed that.
Boy, look at him. And Patrick Mahomes was tap dancing in that pocket. Couldn't get his feet set to throw those passes.
We got to go. Let me see you Friday, all right? Getting way too excited here.
All right, Ronbo. My homeboy here, a Chief fan. One of my homies, guess what I told him? I said, boy, your boy look like a ballerina in that pocket, boy.
They took him, picked him up, slung him up in there, throwing him in the dirt. Get up!
And boy, Ronbo, they were hearing that nigga in the referee was saying that. I said, oh, he's short. I said, my whole short.
Yeah, he stopped.
It's over with.
We got to go. I'll be back Friday looking for you. Let's do this some more.
All right, Ronbo. Appreciate you, Ronbo.
Detroit worth and pennies probably.
Yes.
No Ben Johnson, no defensive coordinator.
Right,
brown paper bag season is on its way.
Where is our boy anyway? Hey, Brian, come on in. The law drives in and says, Brian.
49ers, red and gold. I'm always rocking the Niners with the red and gold. Screaming the name from the Mid-South because the law still says, know your role. And shut your damn mouth. What it is, Ronbo.
I'm saying, like, you sit up here, man. Well, what's so funny? It's kind of petty and
what's
cheap.
What's the focus? Wait, what's our focus today?
I just want to run this by real quick, though. We're sitting here. I'm feeling so good. I just realized the root of my joy is coming from the fact that I got to watch Patrick Mahomes get beat. He's now amongst the quarterbacks. Joe Montana's back at top with stats. I believe Brady's number 2. There's somebody else.
The real GOAT.
Yes, Patrick fell down to number 4. He's got all them INTs that he added to his list. Patrick's got to win 2 more Super Bowls, according to some of the analysts, in order to be put back in that upper echelon of quarterbacks. When only 2-3 weeks ago, he was considered the greatest quarterback of all time and on the edge of being the undisputed greatest quarterback in NFL history. Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'd say, Ronbo, and the NFL is notorious for being a copycat league.
Yeah.
It don't take but 1 or 2 teams they say, oh, this is what y'all did.
Yeah.
So now the blueprint is out. Hey, get you 4 dogs at the defensive line and let them eat and cover with 7.
Yep. I mean, and they did what you got. They took Kelsey out of the game. You disconnect. That's Patrick's lifeline. They took Kelsey out of the game, much like we were going to do last year until Dre got hurt. Mm-hmm. That also works. We had that game. Dre got hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, Ronbo. It doesn't take long. I mean, like I say, it doesn't take long because, I mean, think about back in the day, Ronbo. Who would ever? I once upon a time I thought nobody would be able to run on the Bear 46 defense until people just started saying, hey, just if you can get around, run away from those 2 linebackers, run to the opposite, run to the weak side. You run to the weak side end because everybody didn't have an all-pro DN like Dent and Michaels. A lot of teams just didn't have. They didn't have the personnel that the Bears did. But the NFL is a copycat league. So now the word is out. Tampa Bay started it. First Tampa Bay started it. Now Philly.
Yeah. That's all you got to do. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback, but he's just like every other quarterback in the league. If you can get to him, you can render him moot. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
That's what happened to him.
And also Ronbo. Let me point out something. You know, I know I think you guys were talking about the Deebo Samuel thing like that. Ronbo, it's time. I mean, Deebo. It's time. Deebo had it. You know, and Deebo, you know, he's seen the mirror on the wall. He knows that, you know, after the year he had like that, it's going to be hard. Go out
looking like no chump. He don't want to get beat out. Yeah, because he was going to get beat out this year in camp. I got a feeling.
and Ronbo, I'm going to tell you something. I don't care who you are. Name me the last NFL player that wore another team's jersey at the Super Bowl. Doing, you name me one other. So why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Because he's leaving.
You know, that's like you work for Nike. You lock, stock, and bargain for Nike, but you rocking Adidas wear. But Nike is paying the bills.
Yeah, he slapped everybody in the Niner Empire in the face doing that, and he made sure it was online so everybody can see it. I'm here to support my boy. Deebo, take that damn shirt off, man. You can support it without going to that length. That's unnecessary.
You can support him you can support him not wearing that green. You know. I'm like, no, that's what they call in the West Coast set tripping, Ronbo. It's like, you talking about you blood, but you got on you talking about you blood, but you wearing another color. No, you don't do that. You just don't do that. Image is everything, Ronbo. Image is everything. And then he looked kind of fat. And then he looked kind of fat in that green too, Ronbo.
Didn't he?
If you saw it.
The stomach was poking
he looked kind of swole. He looked kind of swole, Ronbo. That's why I was like,
That whole mixing bowl of mac and cheese was sitting there holding that jersey up. I seen that. Every last one of us seen that. Deebo, you working out?
I mean,
because it don't look like it.
Yeah.
God.
It don't. No, it look like he on that. No, look like he on that what I call it, the dressing, the high carb diet. He getting the carb very high. He in between snacks too.
Having like, French bread sandwiches full of spaghetti.
So, and then unlike other years, Deebo then he's been a question mark when it comes to wardrobe.
Yeah.
You remember the last time we talked about Deebo and his wardrobe choice?
Yeah, Deebo's got into fashion kind of this last year.
I'm just saying.
No, I know. Don't. Yeah. All of a sudden, do that. It was kind of like a set of red flag out on everybody. Deebo, you know, you look good, but some of the worst dressed guys on the team are out playing you, man. You got to do better, man. Come on. That sends the wrong message.
And also, Ronbo, let me ask you something now. There's been a whole lot of stuff. We got a whole lot of stories going on with the 49ers. You know, us to line up to get Myles Garrett and now the Deebo trades and all of that. If you are but we got to deal with what's real. We have to deal with what's real. We can't go off in fantasy and forget all of these posts you see on Facebook where they got Myles Garrett in a 49er uniform and all of that.
Here we do this with
if you are the owner of the 49er organization, what are you addressing first? What is your first? What is you got to make one move at a time. What is your biggest swing? What is the one thing you're trying to put over the fence?
The 49ers' identity has been defense. So I assume they were going to go for a defensive lineman in the draft, which is what I'm concerned with. But the need for an offensive lineman, a first-round pick, a tackle is usually where you pick up that first-round offensive tackle. I would go. Honestly, good sense says go get that offensive tackle. But the dog in me loves hurting people with the defense.
You got to look at Ronbo. Because you got to look at, you got a franchise quarterback and you got to protect him.
I know.
You can't throw him all this money and then you have nobody in front to protect him.
And they're going to ooh. Hey, Brian, you know what? That's the key right there. You just mentioned.
Yeah.
You're going to pay that
We gotta
offensive,
take-
you're
we
gonna pay
got-
that quarterback. You better go get
you
something
gotta
to
take-
protect him. That's what
Yeah,
they're
you got to
do.
take first things first. You know, if he winds up getting, let's say he winds up getting, let's say 5-year, $290 million, 5-year deal. He gets a 5-year deal. Okay, now what are you gonna protect him with?
Yeah. You're going to be laid up for
You
the
know,
first
Trent,
half of the season.
Trent Williams' tooth is getting longer about a month. So I mean, and that and injuries and whatever, you know, he's not gonna last long. So you got to draft for his spot, and probably some other jokers on that line that are just hot garbage. They need to just go. We need to, you know.
You got to make that trade and get that offensive line. But you got to give the first round pick. Brian, we got to take this up on Friday. Get on back in here. Let's continue this. Okay?
All right, Brother Ronbo. Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful.
Thanks,
and shout out to production. Keep up the damn work. The law is out.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Night, fam.
All right,
Here
Ronbo.
goes Brian. And Bobo, doesn't matter who you get. Cal will always choke. Thanks, Bobo. Hey, yo, Smooth.
Ronbo, what's up, baby boy?
Hey, you know, just sit back and tripping, man, you know, because I just realized, and I hate to admit to it, Smooth, because we should have been the one. If you're going to get excited and happy, let the 49ers hand Patrick his little booty. Don't get excited because somebody else had to do it for you. I feel like I'm thinking like a Ram. Rudy, every time, last year in the playoffs, every time it looked like we struggled, Rudy's right all game long. He's got little tweets coming out one at a time. Rudy, man, why don't you, man? No. We went all the way to the Super Bowl. Rudy was in tears. See, in this case, this year I'm watching the Chiefs get all the way there, and I'm mad at that too. But when they got this, oh man, they're gonna beat the Eagles. This is what they do. And Patrick's gonna be blah blah. It didn't happen, Smooth. I think that's why I'm feeling so good. Yeah.
Hey, well, everybody got the league attention in the front office, you know.
I know, you know.
Up there in New York.
Yeah.
You know, and
don't send Vinovich and his crew.
Hey, they got tired of that. Hey, bro, 50,000, 100,000 people can't be wrong about the same thing.
Amen.
You know
Call that game straight
Everybody
up.
see it.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, the fans know. Listen to the fans. Listen to the fans.
There's film footage.
They don't want
footage.
They don't want to lose. They don't want to lose money. All right, they called us. Okay, like the other caller said, they suspended those guys. Those referees, they gone, bro.
Good.
We're not having it no more.
And,
now 49ers and who else? All those games, even the playoff and championship games, past years, they did it the right way. Kept the refs out of it. No telling. Other teams could have, been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Chiefs.
And the
But,
Texans
like I
too.
said,
They could have got. They might have beat the Chiefs. They got abused.
Copycat league, man. Everybody now. The Niners. Hey, check this out. This is just my opinion. Would you, you know who I would draft?
Who?
Because we have to fill in. We have to look at our starters right now. They're getting up there in age. Then you have to look at the injury history. You know who I would draft?
Who?
Gentry, Boris State, running back.
Oh, running back.
Now check this out. Yeah. The draft is deep at running back, and offensive lineman, and defensive end, and nose tackle.
Really?
Why not get you a playmaker that fits Shanahan's system? So when McCaffrey do go, he can slide right in. Don't miss a beat. Do everything, bro.
The bad thing is,
and you can still get your but you can still get your offensive tackles and your DN. Why not just get your stars now on offense?
You just want to get the one. You just want to get the one on your big board. But a running back is
or get your tight end, take over for Kittle.
Oh,
they were doing his contract right now for about 2 more years.
Any tight ends in the draft that you think worthwhile?
They got 8 tight ends that's worth going in the first round. 8.
Ooh, that's
8,
lot.
And all of them is 6'5" and 6'6".
Oh yeah. can they block, though? See, the average tight end coming out of school is a golden boy. He doesn't block. He got paid to come to that university to begin with. And all he does is make great catches. I'm okay with that. But we're using George Kittle. George does it all.
Here's my top 2 tight ends. There's 8, but my top 2 do everything is tight end. Taylor Warren, 6'6", 257. Wide receiver, tight end, wide receiver, running back, and quarterback. He can do all that. That's Penn State. Check him out. My second one is Mason Taylor, 6'6", 253, LSU. He can block, zone, box out, all that, bro.
Sounds like he's got the size, too. And he ain't even got that grown man strength. Get him in here on a pro football program, and let's build a monster. I like that size. If he's got maneuverability and everything like this. Yeah.
Yes, he do. Yes, he do.
Nikita agrees. Penn State tight end is good.
Oh, yeah. And who else? Oh, if we go offensive line.
Yeah.
I say Ronnie Staley from the Beavers. He should be sitting there. And he can move in for Trent Williams.
Trent Williams.
Oh, yep. And right now, you can move him to the right side.
Yeah.
The right tackle.
Let Michael McGlinchey be a backup. Not Michael McGlinchey, but
right. But I'm telling you, linemen are deep. You go find some good ones. You don't have to reach. You do not have to reach in this draft for offensive linemen, defensive end, and nose tackle, run stoppers. You do not have to reach. But for skill position offense, it's very, very limited. And I'm telling you, we're not going to be at the spot again. If you grab him, you press, no, don't get him. But later on, you go like, it was a good move. I'm telling you. That's what I would do.
Smooth, is he fast? What's his 40?
4'3". Do everything. He can do everything, bro.
Okay,
everything.
I got a return man right there. Then
he was the second runner up for the Heisman. He was the second up for the Heisman. Hard to bring down. You can't bring him down. He's low center of gravity.
What's the size? What is he? 5 what?
Oh, let's see. They have him listed at 5'10". A lot of people say about 5'8". But
I like running backs built like that. You can't grab that guy. The balance is just obscene.
But he's strong. He's strong. His thighs, bro. He's just strong. He's just
smooth. NBL
but,
high school.
But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Running back is very. What was his name? Monterey what? What school? High school? College?
Monterey High. And I remember the dude. He was half Korean.
Oh, okay.
And black. And the dude was as thick as he was tall. Oh, well, when he started running, and then he'd get low. I remember every time after hit him, you got up and your whole, that stinging you feel throughout your body. Takes a few minutes for it to come back. Yeah. He is hard to bring down. And if you try to grab him, don't do that. Don't do that.
Was it Bettis type, or he was just a little bit smaller?
Shorter than Bettis, but every bit as tough. The dude in high school is already benching like 225, 230, right? So I'm thinking, this kid, man. You just had to use technique on him, or else he'd hurt you. Now you get a running back like that at this level, zip, bam.
Looks can be deceiving, man, because you can see somebody say, "Nah, he's not that. He don't look that strong."
I know. But some kids, in high school, and especially high school and college. Right. Well, high school, you have trouble in the weight room. We should go in the weight room and hang out, and the coach would make the mistake of saying, "All right, guys, give me an hour and a half in there, good solid hour and a half in there, and you can take off after that." We go in there and kick back, relax, having all kind of fun, doing everything but lifting. See, because you're still an idiot, so you depend on your natural ability. But by the time you get to college, you realize what this is about. So, yeah.
Ronbo, one more thing. I just came onto the show. Did you mention anything about the Niners news today when they met with Ole Miss linebacker Chris Paul Jr.? They had met him at the Shrine Bowl, but they had brought him in.
I have not. Smooth. We got to go. Hey, listen, Smooth. Bring that up Friday because we're not missing anything. But Friday, bring that up. We'll work right on that immediately, okay? Because we got to go now.
Right? I got you. All right, I'll see you Friday.
Appreciate you, Smooth.
All right, take care.
Be looking for you.
All right. Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, yeah. You sound better, too.
I'm telling you, man. It's going away. All right. Thanks, fam.
All right, man. Take care. All right.
And Bubble says, Jalen Wright McVay, our coach last season, we'd win six what? Bubble, you know what? If McVay was all that, why hasn't he done any better than? Okay, I'm never going to give in to this argument. There's something needs to be said about McVay head-to-head with Kyle Shanahan. If Kyle's beating his ass every year, how am I going to uphold McVay over? I'm not going to do it. I'm never going to do it. Hey, yo, Papa Dragon. Nah. Pop, get in here, fam.
To the millions in attendance and the billions listening around the world. Let's get ready to rumble.
Ding! It's Money Mayweather versus what's that? The MMA fighter, the Irishman.
Fluffer is the announcer.
When they did that fight, I couldn't stop laughing. Both of them, neither one of them interested in fighting. Boy, look at that purse, though. Both of them get grand theft dough, and they suckered everybody. But go ahead, man. Let me get started on that. Oh, God.
Yes. Life is not fair, Ronbo.
Never. Because you heard about Vinovich's crew. I know it's Vinovich's crew. They got nailed. Yeah. Oh, I'm delighted. So, oh, my God, good. Anyway, Pop, give me some about Deebo and first-round draft pick, because I know you got plenty on that.
Oh, I got plenty on it, but, I kind of maintaining the same thing. I don't think drafting is overly complicated. I think it's been proven that although a lot of us are, in the crib looking at our computers and whatnot, honestly, I could probably pick 3 or 4 people off this show alone that probably will draft better what the 49ers have done the last several years. Although last year was a pretty good draft, but that first round pick, man, was messed up. From last year, it's messed up. Because how are you going to get a receiver in the first round and still think last year the receiver? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like
Ronnie.
You still need a center. You still need a guard. You still need a right tackle.
Yeah.
And how many times have me again? I'm nobody, right? But how many times have I sat there and said, "Oh, the Niners will win this game if they run the ball at least 35 times, 30 times, they'll win."
Yep.
They don't do it, and then what happens? They lose. Every time Kyle Shanahan has lost in these big games, it's because he doesn't run the ball. First Super Bowl with Deebo did not get the ball on any kind of runs in the second half. Remember that. Remember the honey back like.
It was glad we could run the ball. Pop, I want to ask you a question though, because you've been around. You've probably been in the ear or heard something. One of these coaches saying, Andy Reid did the same faux pas this past week.
Yeah,
now, what makes coaches abandon the run like that suddenly? Are they seeing something we're not seeing? Are they? Because I don't get that. You've got a decent running back. You got a couple of decent running backs. The Chiefs do. They would not give him the ball. They hung Patrick out to dry to keep throwing, and they ate his ass up. I'm trying to understand why did they do that?
Well, because they made 2 moves to fix one problem. You took 2 moves to fix one problem. That's usually a very, very bad situation. So you take your all-pro left guard and move him to left tackle, and then you bring in a backup at left guard. Okay, the left tackle is the money position in this league. Look at it this way. If Kansas City Chiefs had gotten Trent Williams, how many Super Bowls would they have won?
Yeah. But they had a pretty good tackle last year. They lost. They keep losing their tackles. They had a UDFA on one side this year. So, yeah, right. Trent Williams would have definitely made – well, they wouldn't have lost any more than they won. I mean, they won them all anyway without Trent. So it's hard
what
to
I'm
say.
trying to – is if you saw the Super Bowl, I saw the Super Bowl. I saw a team that could not block 4 men. That's what I saw.
I know, right? God.
That's what I saw. So when I saw that, who? I mean, in my opinion, the team that started that, in my opinion, the team start was the Giants. And then the 49ers, they had their front four for just one Super Bowl, and then they started losing players, or they let players go.
Well, couldn't hold on to.
Right. And I think you look at the way that the Eagles are constructed. First of all, I ain't gonna lie to you. I put my money on the Eagles.
Hey,
I was
as long as you got surplus cash, the Chiefs are frightening because of their history of the last 2 years. I would have been scared to death to make that bet, but you did right.
No, I made that bet. The reason why I made that bet is because I thought it was going to be very similar to the Tampa Bay game. Because I was concerned that they took 2 moves to fix one problem, and that's usually bad. Yeah. That is usually bad in the NFL when you're going against a team that was they were just locked and loaded. And I knew the one thing that was going to happen is I knew that Hurts would turn the ball over at least once, but I also knew that he would run for at least 60 yards, and that would be the difference in the game. So, the Chiefs banked on, they're like, look, you beat us with Hurts. You're not going to beat us with Barkley, and Hurts beat him. Hurts beat him. So I think what the 49ers need to learn from that really is that it takes an entire team. Their team is younger.
Yes.
Offensive line size, Ronbo, average 6'6", average 330 pounds per line.
Yes, I the first time I saw that, I says, what does that look like standing in the field? Looking at all that monstrosity on the other side.
Know what it looks like? It looks like 45 rushes. It's like 45 runs. That's what that looks like. 45. And that's how you beat Mahomes. You keep him off the field and you run the ball. And that's what they did. And it's like, and they couldn't block their defensive line. And Mahomes has been very underwhelming all year. Not because he sucks. I think he's awesome. He just doesn't have weapons. And his offensive line was decimated. He lost, running backs. He's got people playing off the street. He's the only cat that's there. He's getting older. It's going to fall off eventually, but it is what it is. I think.
And he's got guys like D-Hop out there missing the catch.
But that's disappointing because the 49ers won the Super Bowl last year. Refs have nothing to do with it. That's how you beat Mahomes. That's how you beat the refs. You don't try to win the game. You beat his ass. That is the only way. You have to beat his ass. It can't be no question. No matter what the refs try to do, it can be no question because guess what? The refs can do whatever they want to do. But guess what? You're winning 34-0. You're winning 40-22. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's out of it's no way that it's in doubt.
Everybody says that, Pop. You gotta don't leave that game for the refs to determine. It's your fault if you do. And the Eagles said, okay, well, we got this.
Right.
That was brilliant.
Not concerned about Deebo overall, personally. I thought it was a mistake to sign him. I thought they should have traded him. I mean, ultimately, I still don't believe that you can, spend a lot of money on a receiver and win the Super Bowl, although the Eagles just did it.
Yeah.
Eagles just did that. But I will say this, they got Barkley on a bargain deal. We'll see what happens next year with Barkley. I think the offensive line is a problem, Ronbo, and I think our offensive line is a problem. I think that should be the priority. We cannot.
Okay. Pop, real quick, are we picking up an offensive lineman in the first round, or do you know Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch and they're going to get a defensive lineman?
You go with the best available that has the least amount of position availability. So if you got 3 or 4 top end offensive linemen, and if you got like 8 or 9 defensive linemen, you go with the offensive guy. Because wherever you get in that first round, he's going to be your starter for 10 years. It's not a sexy pick, but if you want to protect Brock Purdy and his little ass shoulders, you need to protect him. He needs an offensive line. They cannot do what they've done in the past because the Eagles have blown this wide open. If you're going to compete with the Eagles, you better block them.
Got it. Man, we got to go. Let me tell you, Pop, we missed you, man, for a week or two? Listen, don't do that. I'll be back Friday. Looking for you.
I've been in the studio, man, with
Dan. That's right. You guys are cutting that music. Okay.
Well,
it's a good cause.
We had to lock down the drums and lock down what she wants to play on. So that's been a lot of fun taking her to to the drum shops and trying out all these different drums and miking and stuff like that.
Fabulous.
You know, that little kid, man, she's just like, she's not all that little. She's 5'5" and she's 12, but you know, she definitely, her idol is Dave Grohl, so she likes big drums. So that's been pretty fun trying to get big drums to fit with what she wants to play with. So it's been a lot of fun.
I love it. Keep that nose to that grind. All right, fam. I will look for you for more progress reports on that on Friday. All right.
Absolutely. Remember, we want to do a theme song for you too. So.
Oh God, I can't wait for that. No.
Yeah, we got to wrap up. All right, man.
Appreciate it, fam. All right,
man. All right,
my best little bam and boom too.
Oh, you in production, man. Best team.
Thanks, fam. It's Papa D. Bubba. Kyle the choke. Shannon's 0 for 4 Buffalo Bills of the 90s. Oh, God. Bubba, okay. He is their worst. I mean, the worst coach in the NFL. There is none better. If there were, we'd have to go get him. How about that? Emilio! It's time for some Latino heat! Latino heat! Latino heat! Emilio, where you at, man? Sounds like you're in a restaurant situation.
Easy, where are you? Ain't no need to see in your crowd.
What?
Hello?
Yeah. Unless I got one more phone line open. Emilio, come on in, fam.
Hey, what's going on?
And we're sitting there tripping, man, because like we always do before free agency and the draft, wondering how the 49ers going to act. Because we're going to question them every time. Every year we question the 49ers. When they got Javon, I said, oh, God, yeah! I was all pumped up. A few months later, you fast forward. Man, this dude, man, how much money we paying him? You know, and the draft.
Well, those are like hit and misses. It happens. You get them. Sometimes they work out. They don't work out. So it is what it is. Yeah. At this point, it's about getting rid of Deebo and getting rid of whoever else. They're getting rid of Hargrave. So his money has to look. I know Deebo might cost
what
money.
What did you hear about Hargrave? I could see people keep giving me.
Well, supposedly they said they were going to suck his contract and he's gone. So that's why they're trying to not.
That's what I thought. Somebody else said, no, they're going to restructure Hargrave's contract. What? No, I thought they were getting rid of him.
No, they already did. They did that already. That's a done deal. That's not.
Yeah, okay. No, what?
They did that during the season.
Too.
No, that's a done deal.
That's it? They're done.
The only other player they might worry about is the one that needs a pay cut, or depending what they do with Juice.
Okay,
I keep hearing that they're gonna. I keep hearing with Juice, it's either they're gonna tell him to take another pay cut, or they're gonna try to move him. So he's literally getting overpaid.
Oh man,
he's getting overpaid for being
that's getting dissed. So yeah,
I mean
I get it. Paying by minimum wage, but go ahead.
Well, you got to look at it. He is overpriced. I'm like, you got to. How many times does he really touch the ball during the game? Like, you know, there's times that you should be giving it to somebody else, and you give him. There's a couple times. There was a couple times with. Well, I get that, but it's just like there was a couple games we had. Mason should have scored a touchdown, but you gave it to Juice. So I'm like, why are you doing that? Shouldn't Mason get the numbers? But it's just, I don't know. Like I said.
I'm mad at when he's running down the sideline all by himself, ain't nobody over there, and they throw to somebody else. But anyway.
Yeah, but to me, it's about time to get rid of this Cabo crew, because, like I said, Deebo's the first one, and it looks like it needs to, like I've been saying, I know other people have been saying, this Cabo crew needs to go, because it's getting bad with Shanahan and stuck in his old ways. If he doesn't change, we're going to suck. It's just he needs to realize he needs to change his offense and stop being too buddy-buddy with these guys. Supposed to be, he acts like Belichick, but that's only with certain players. Dude, it's cool to be cool with these guys, but he needs to change how he really runs his team. It's cool to be buddy-buddy with the guys, but when they're not producing like Deebo.
Who you got in the Cabo clique, though? You got Deebo, George.
As of now?
Deebo, George.
Deebo, George.
Juice. Who else?
Gosh, there was a well,
Trent Williams ain't in it.
Trent. Yes,
Trent in it?
Trent.
Does he make that trip every year too?
And then I think there's one was what's his name used to be there. What was his name? Joe Steady was in it.
Oh yeah, Joe's probably still in it. It just ain't active.
So he just needs to get rid of these guys. Like I said, the only one that's gonna really stick around is Kittle. But I mean, hey, that's a whole nother thing. But it's getting to the point where like you're too friendly with Deebo. You keep believing in him, and he's not producing. So it's just like, and then Deebo wants to act like a diva. Like, oh, I'm not getting the ball, but then when they give you the ball, you're not doing nothing with it. So it's just like
I believe the 49ers will do with him as soon as he started that. You know how every team that has a great wide receiver is doing that. Man, I'm wide open. Okay, look, you know what? Get loud, okay? We'll get you the ball as soon as we can. So
no, but I mean, like I said, you got to realize not all the other receivers don't act like Deebo.
I know.
You never did that. Juwan doesn't do that. I mean, Pearsall is new, so I'm like, why is Deebo the only one?
They block their ass
acts
off.
like that?
Yeah, and Deebo's blocking is okay. I mean, it ain't the best one on the team though, as far as wide receivers go.
No, like I said, I mean, that's what they are about. They're about the team. But when you got players acting like Deebo, it's just like, dude, that's bad. I'm like, they've never been like that. Why are you acting like that?
Yeah.
And when you do it,
especially with the way the culture we've developed,
you're not looking. You have your foot in your mouth, like, dude, you're looking stupid when you do it. It's just like, dude, if you're gonna do it, prove you can do what you need to do and put points on the board to get yards, and you're not doing it. This is why a lot of us were pissed off. I know Stephen, he was the main one time, but he needs to go. I'm like, I was one of the ones saying it too.
Oh yeah.
It's just like,
but here's the thing,
doesn't make sense.
But here's the thing, Bebop Jones says Deebo will stay. You know what? That's a real possibility. The 49ers aren't going to be able to just pan him off. Ain't nobody going to pick up Deebo. And I think the 49ers at this point are flexible. You can give me a fifth or sixth round pick. Just take him.
I get that. They got to dump him. It's just, he has to go. This is really Shanahan's crutch.
Dead hit.
You see, his Super Bowl plan was giving the ball to Deebo. And how did that work? That was horrible. He cannot keep doing that to himself. And he's going to keep doing it to us. That's bad. They need to find a way to get rid of him. I don't care if they cut him, jump him. He needs to go. That is Shanahan's crutch. Shan needs to learn. There's more of the players on this team. Stop relying on him. His next one will be McCaffrey. He keeps doing what he keeps doing with McCaffrey, running them to the ground. You have other running backs. Use them, dude. Stop sticking with one player. You have all this talent. Use it.
Well, you know what? You might organically get him
Jordan Mason,
because you can get him hurt.
I'm just saying, if you got players like McCaffrey, Mason, you can use both. Stop sticking with one.
And you can use them both at the same time, Emilio. That's the thing.
I know that. I know this, but it's just Shanahan. It seems like he's supposed to be this guru, and he can't figure that out. That's his problem. He needs
running him off the tackles all the time. That's not necessary, especially with his skill set.
I'm
almost in the bubble train.
So we have all the time on the team. It's just saying he can just get his foot out of it and realize, like, dude, I cannot just use one player on this team. Use everybody else. You've just seen the Super Bowl with the Eagles. They couldn't use Saquon. They were using the other receivers. So it's just like, dude, you can't figure this out. You can't just run one player to the ground. Like, dude, why is that so hard for you to figure it out?
Yeah.
So, dude, you have the talent. You pay these guys. Use them. Get rid of who's being utilized or who's not producing. Get them out of there. It's at this point where, dude, either you're going to get us a Super Bowl or you're out the door. It's that simple. It's getting to that point. I know Jed might not seem like it is, but we done heard last year, he doesn't produce. He's out that door. And that's just what might happen. People say, oh, we don't want to get rid of Shanahan, but at this point, like, Andy Reid was the winning coach in Philadelphia, and they got rid of him. It was like, you can't constantly keep keeping the same coach just because you're going to the Super Bowl, go to the end of the championship, and you're not winning less than the Lombardi.
Jed is like me, though. I'm not throwing him out and bringing a bum in, though. So, you might be waiting.
You don't have to bring a bum.
You
don't have. I mean, you got to. I can't really compare to what you got to look at. At least with Andy Reid left, they still had winning coaches. I mean, you could say Chip Kelly wasn't great, but hey, since Andy Reid left, they've gotten 2 Supers without Andy Reid. So you can get a Super Bowl. It's just sometimes you got to move on.
Like I
it
said,
ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Give me an option. Give me an option. I mean, you can think about that. No. Give me an option Friday, Emilio. I'd love to say yay or nay on it.
I mean, I had a couple options. I was saying we should have got Pete Carroll. Got rid of Shanahan. Got Pete Carroll, but he got picked up by the Raiders.
Yeah,
hey man,
listen to this
he
Friday.
can figure that out.
I know.
Yeah, like
That's what everybody says. Give me the shit. We can
Pete
figure it out. We can figure it out and get some kind of it. It just messes up. Now we're 3-14.
All you just need one good head coach, and the rest all falls in the line.
Oh, yeah,
so
okay.
it ain't impossible. It's not impossible. You can always figure it out. But all right,
fam. I see you Friday.
Yeah,
I know you enjoyed Butler over with Golden State. They look different.
Oh yeah, no, they look a little different. They look a lot better. I was just watching it. I almost pulled it off in the end just now. I was just watching the game just now. But it's all right.
Keep it out of that. All right, fam.
All that matters is playoffs. You gotta wait
I
till
know,
the end.
right?
We'll figure it out.
All right, fam.
All right,
I'll see you Friday. Night to meet you.
All right.
Yo, hey, Tony from the land down under. Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony, come on in, man. Tony must
What are we doing, Ronbo?
Tonight, we're looking at the Deebo situation. You know, Tony, I always never get too excited about this particular part of the season. When you hear a rumor or an announcement made, the majority of the time it's a bunch of BS. So, you know, I'm looking at Deebo, and Deebo's on the trade block, but I thought the fans were trading him. And then all of a sudden, Deebo asked out, and the 49ers said, well, go ahead, see if you can find a deal to be made, and we'll follow up. Now I said, this is real. I believe that's true. So now we're getting rid of Deebo. There's all kind of money confusion. Certain dates have to be adhered to. If you don't do it at the right time, it's going to cost you a fortune. And Tony, you and I would probably agree on this too. If I'm sitting there and you call me up and ask me if I want to make a deal, I got Deebo Samuel here. He's all yours for the right price. Do you hang up the phone? Do you say, well, listen, I tell you what, what's he getting paid? If you take a percentage of that, I'll think about it. What do you want? I'll give you a 5th-round pick. And now, instead of him hanging up on me, I'm hanging up on him. But then I call him back because I realize getting a 5th-round pick for Deebo at this point is pretty good. That's what we're up against now. And then, Tony, we've been talking about this ad nauseum as well. What are we going to do with the 1st round? You know, it's not a matter of choice. It's a matter of necessity. But you and I both know picking players for need almost always backfires. Yeah, what are you thinking?
Well, backfires for who, Ronbo? You know,
usually
for people that don't know what the hell they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Other teams, it doesn't backfire for other teams.
Well, yeah, not always. I don't really know who's having a problem with that. Now that I think about it.
You know what I mean? Look at the Eagles.
Oh,
wait,
Tony, not Howie Roseman. Anybody but Howie. Howie is the standard. Nobody keeps up with Howie. Oh.
You know what I mean? They've even got a rugby league player there on the offensive line.
Oh, what's his name? Mailata?
Jordan Mailata. 6'8", 360 pounds.
Flexible, fast. That's the perfect. Perfect for.
Yeah, but you know what, Ronbo? I've been saying it for years, but the NFL's dumb.
I know.
Okay,
I'd have a scout.
Jordan Mailata's growing trees over here.
You know what? I tell you what. I'd have guys living in Australia and New Zealand as well. Listen, you guys, your top job is to find us a kid that we can work with and mold into an NFL player. And if you can find one of those 6'5", 6'6", 340-pound guys that moves like a 5'10" running back, call me immediately. I'll fly right out. You know, I mean, like you said, it's not rocket science. These kids are born that way. Get them.
Derrick Henry's, Ronbo, how many of them do you want?
You know, and by the way, what Tony talks about the rugby leagues, if you ever get a chance, go to YouTube, if you can, in those stations you find, watch the rugby league players. What you're looking at is not smaller guys. Those guys moving like that are huge.
Yeah, they are big.
God.
Look, I think Deebo's had enough, Ronbo. I don't think it's the 49ers trading him. I think he's probably realised that he's never going to win a Super Bowl with Shanahan. And he's thinking to himself, while I'm still half decent with a fat ass, I might as well try and get to another team and at least have another crack at it. But first round pick, you know as well as I do, they go against what they need. So it's going to be defense.
Oh, I wish they wouldn't do that.
Because you've got Chris the Guru, who can turn a street kid into a right tackle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, according to you.
Don't worry about it, mate. Yeah, according to him. You know what I'm saying? He's like Shanahan. We've got two gurus in the team. But none of them can do anything. So, you know, I think the pressure is going to be on Shanahan this year.
They picked up a pretty good assembly of talent. I wish they don't put enough priority in the offensive line, that's for sure. And they admit to it. That's the scary thing.
Yeah, but if they watch the Super Bowl, Ronbo, I mean, we did that in the first Super Bowl against the Chiefs. We had Kermit the Frog running for his life.
We did. All
right? Mm. So they can't learn from that. They can't say, look, you know, if you put Patrick Mahomes on the other side, in an Eagles jersey with that O-line, he would have won the game.
Damn! Oh, that wouldn't even be fair. People think
Jalen
Hurts, that offensive line made him look like he's really good. Hurts is not bad, but he ain't as good as he looked at that Super Bowl. You get him out from behind it like the year before last, he'll look more like that. And every quarterback will. He hasn't got and Kellen Moore left too, so I don't know what they're going to do. But that's 5 coach changes that he's going to have to go through since he's been with the Eagles.
Well, that's his problem. We've got bigger problems.
No, we got problems of our own. That's true.
But you know, it's beyond my. I've given up. You know what I mean? To try and delve into Shanahan's brain and mind and think of how he thinks, because I don't understand what the hell's happening. But the pressure has to be on him for this year. I mean, how many?
Yeah, he's
no, because he's been in the job for how long?
No, I mean the thing is, how many expected? I mean, the expectations for him to get that team across the line. Oh, that's not. You know how much older he looks now than he did when he came in 2018. Shanahan looks like he aged about 20 years. He's feeling it. It's just he just can't get it. It's not happening.
Maybe he just needs to relax. You know what I mean? And just play backyard football.
Yeah. But you know, his dad wasn't like that either. They're intense people. They believe in what they do. They don't deviate. And that's a problem right there, though, Tony. I will agree on that. That it gets them into trouble.
Deviate, and it's proven them wrong to be wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what kind of which way they want to go, but it's obviously going to be the wrong way. I mean, there's plenty of dudes out. They're going to be out there looking for other teams that we could use on our team. I mean, I heard some people say the other day about DJ Jones. Nobody wants DJ Jones back or something like that. Remember, he's number 2 in the whole entire league for stopping the run.
Yeah, who said that? I didn't see that. Did somebody say that on our chat? Who said DJ Jones was unwanted? That's insane.
He's number 2 in the whole entire league.
I don't doubt it. He did a great job for us. That's back when we could use. That's when we used to stop the run.
And he used to do the barbecues as well.
I know. That's part of what helps him stop that run. You get enough of that beef in you, you know. So, you know, the 49ers, they really do have to address, and that's why I'm glad Salah's back. He'll help with personnel and putting guys in the right position to win. D'Amico was the last guy, and he's a direct disciple of Salah. And after that, we've been going downhill ever since. So, yeah, this is a start.
So I don't know. I think Kyle's got to have it.
I love that.
Well, this is the thing. We're going to go back to where we're going to try and go forward, but we're going to go 2 steps backwards in the sense that we're going to start relying on the defense again. And you can't ride the defense all year, Ronbo. These people need rest too. They're not
I agree. But you do yourself well. Every year, the best defense is usually the one that wins. So they got to start.
And the quarterback. If we're going to start talking quarterbacks, if Patrick Mahomes gets injured, that's the end of the Kansas City Chiefs.
I love that. Tony, we got to stop.
What happens if Brock Purdy goes down? Ronbo, I think it's this Saturday.
Tony, don't talk that stuff into existence. We got to go, though, Tony.
Ronbo, I think it's this Saturday if you want to watch it. It's our Australian Indigenous boys versus New Zealand Indigenous boys. I don't know if it's on Foxtel.
I'll look.
In the rugby league, but that's a hell of a game. But shout out to everybody. Evan Ellis, Big Show, Papa Dragon. It's good to hear Frank back on the airwaves and Resident Bastard. And the Rams are coming to Australia next year, Ronbo, for a game.
No, I know. We'll talk about that as well because they're going to. If they get creamed, I hope you're there to watch. All right, Tony. I'll see you Friday. All right.
All right, brother.
Cheers. Hey, yo, Ellis. Ellis may be in the middle of a coaching session. As Ellis is that dad, right? This guy's got the kids busy all the time, keep them out of trouble. Raising in sport does a lot for a kid's personality. It can make a good citizen out of a kid just by raising him up with that camaraderie. I know because I feel I was well adjusted because I was an athlete ever since. Junior high, Pop Warner, ran track and field, baseball, did it all. It keeps your mind where it should be. Develop great relationships. Hey, there he is, Ellis.
Yeah.
What's
up, man?
Yeah. Who's waiting on you?
The shit hung up. I was adjusting my AirPod and it hung up, so I just called back right now and jumped back in.
Cool. Because I was talking about you anyway, and I got started whooping it up, praising Ellis. Ellis, man,
what happened?
I can't wait to hear your spin on this. Because I was talking about your work involvement with other kids around the community as well as your own to promote sport. I said, the world would be a much better place if every parent in America just took the kids out and got them involved in sports. It just builds character, and that you're doing that with your young as little as they are. That's perfect. So good on you.
Man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, man. I've always been told that, it's one of my many callings and, mentorship, whether it's young men or just children, in general. And, all the sports and stuff that I've been coaching has been co-ed because, I have girls and I got my son, it's real fun, to see the girls get active and, doing damage, especially, seeing, my own do it. And, Zamari was just, she was like the star of the whole league for the 5 to 7 year olds last year, man. So to be, for that to be my child and to see her just taking on the sport so well and the training and just the hunger, in her at that young of an age, man, it just really inspired me and it lifts my spirit, man. So
and the rewards are coming up ahead too. That's a nice thing about it too. Yeah, we got to get started. Let me get your opinion on the Deebo situation. Deebo has asked, "Can I get the hell up out of here? I'm gonna go find my own deal. Y'all go." So Deebo started the walk, and that first round pick. You know what? It's no longer an option. The 49ers. It's probably wise that they pick out an offensive lineman this year, because if we get to the Super Bowl or anywhere near it, where are we gonna pick in the draft the following year? There ain't gonna be no good offensive lineman at pick number 31. And if we don't win the Super Bowl, oh my God, 32. And we didn't win it. Pick number 31. Now your options for the first round draft pick. But you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, take it from there, fam. What do you think about Deebo and that first round pick?
Well, it seems like the defensive line is a lot more deeper between the tackles and the edge rushers. There's more depth at those positions than there is in an offensive line position as far as like world quality high end tackles. And I don't say we draft. We better not be drafting no guard, no center in the first round. If we end up staying in the first round, I'll be pissed off. We need a tackle.
Yes.
Because Trent, he might give us 2 more years if we're lucky. And that's going to be it. And we already need somebody right now that can start kind of learning under him, in which, I'm sure the measurables may not be favorable for our boy. I'm forgetting his name just that quick. Dominic Pooney.
Oh yeah.
But he's so good. I think and versatile. He probably could play a little bit of tackle. I think he did in college. I think he played all over the line. So, but if they're thinking of trying to go offensive line in the later round, like second, third round, and they find some real gems that are, we'll never really be able to tell officially until they get on the team. But if the scouting report is as sure as it was for Dominic Pooney on some of these other guys, then I don't mind them going at, a later round second, or something like that to get that tackle if there is one available. But I think it just depends on where a lot of these players fall. Ashton Gianti, that running back from from what
somebody mentioned him earlier.
Damn
Smooth mentioned him.
Yeah,
he must be a real badass.
I don't know if he's going to. Yeah. No, well, it's a lot of this is going to depend on the combine. So, in the midst of all of the numbers and what they did in the season, what they did in these bowls, and all that other shit, it's going to totally depend on, I think, solely what happens when they have their pro days and they have the combine. Yeah. That's what's going to really align who goes where and when. So it's going to be it's going to be hard to really kind of like dictate or determine, but I still stand with the fact that I want us to go back. Even if it's like 4 or 5 slots, I don't care, because we're going to need those extra, 3rd or 5th round picks. There's going to be some people that are going to be wanting to move up, and I'm willing to move back as far as like 20 if we're going defensive, defensive line, we can go back to like 20 and still get some really good player, a really good player, a good, strong, immediate plug-and-play guy on the defensive line, whether that's going to be edge or tackle, if they're not going to go offensive line. But if they're going to go O-line, we're going to probably have to stay at 11, or if not go back too far to make sure we can get one of those guys, because we messed up the last few seasons and missed out on some really good offensive linemen that are now like starters, doing really good. So we can't afford to keep doing that, especially considering the age of, what we got going on the line right now. Dominic Pooney's the youngest on the O-line that we have going right now. And, we need to get younger on the offensive line. So,
and add some higher level talent.
Yeah, definitely. But there's a lot of great defensive linemen. We can get real fat. I expect us to get at least like 3 defensive linemen, honestly, in this draft, from what I'm hearing of just the saturation of quality and, from so many different areas, like big schools, smaller schools. And Gianti's from Boise State, but I don't think we should get him. I think there'll be some other backs that we can get. He'll probably be a late 1st round pick or something like that. I don't think he's going to go like top 15, honestly, but like I said, it all depends on those numbers at the combine. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to draft a running back in the 1st round unless it's, like they got the Bijans and the Jahmyr Gibbs and, those kind of guys. Those are guys I think you can kind of go and get because they're so quality. I mean, look at what they're doing in the NFL. Bijan was immediately, balling out. Jahmyr Gibbs continues to get better and better. He's a spectacular running back.
Scary.
And those guys are the future.
Man. These guys are badass. Yeah, I agree.
But there's nothing like that in the draft this year.
Oh, okay.
At running back, so
that gives you a measure. If you guys know, who he's talking about, if they're not up to that level, you can probably just go ahead and get something else. Yeah, that's a great comparison.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I would go 2nd round, start for the running backs. But anyway, man. Look, Deebo, it was not, it was nice while it was fun while it lasted. There's opportunities out there. I'm concerned about, it's not our money, but again, $15 to $30 million in dead cap money just to kind of get him out of here. was kind of like, I don't know, it's counterproductive unless the team that he goes to is willing to take maybe a majority of that, and then we'll take like less of a pick, and we'll take less compensation pick wise, like a 5th round pick, which would really be sad. A 5th or 6th round pick would really hurt. Even if the other team decides to pick up the majority of the tab on Deebo's future money, if we're, let's say, turn to like 10 million instead of the 15 to 30 million that it would be, as far as dead cap money, and they can find a way to manipulate that over the next, year or two, then I guess we don't really get hurt that much. But hopefully they got to do something with that, man.
Yeah. We got to go and keep working with them kids, man. I'm loving it. And I'll see you Friday.
And really quick, everybody spreading the joy deserves one round of applause in their life. And Ellis, this is for you, baby. Congratulations, my friend.
Cute. I love it. All right. Hey, sign off, man, because we got to roll. Thanks, Jack. Good stuff. All right.
I said we ain't gonna remind them that you was on Trey Lance's train that year. This is your day.
Would you stop? We got to go. All right. Hey, 49er Brian. I think Alice already left. All right. Brian.
Hey, shout out to family. My bad, Bo. It hung up again. But thank you for the platform as always, man. Shout out to family. Shout out production. Shout out Brian, Show, Dragon family, Frank, Tony Tones, the chat, Frank, Donut, Tanisha, all the family. Y'all know what it is, man. Hit that like and subscribe.
Don't forget, Jack. I just gave you a round of applause when you hung up.
Okay. Hey, shout out Jack, man. Get that money, man. You over there on the other side, probably at 4 a.m. right now. That's dedication, baby.
There you go.
Hey, can I reclaim my time? Can I reclaim my time now?
All right. Alice, thanks, fam. Jack, wipe it down a minute. All right. Brian, come on in, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, anybody else want to interrupt? Steven, are you there?
Hey, wait, let me do it. Detroit versus everybody. And everybody won.
No, it's all good. That's so funny.
Brown paper bags.
Lambs to your nation.
I kind of missed the fella. Where is he today? He hasn't come in yet. Anyway, Brian, we're not rattle his chain, though. He might come in all of a sudden. Brian, we're talking about the Deebo situation, and there's some emotional ties involved. I still like Deebo. People should not get the wrong idea. As 49er fans, we got no right to be ungrateful for what Deebo's given us. It's just how he's going out is not cool. And that first round pick, though, Brian, we're all going to be sitting on pins and needles. And I already know the 49ers are on the clock. Oh, God, here we go, man. Kyle, John, somebody talk to you. But guys, just be careful. Okay, and we're going to go through all that. I just know it.
Are we going to draft a kicker?
Hey,
I hope we don't draft a kicker.
We need a comedy moment. Can you imagine? It's funny now, but Jake Moody. But how do you feel about Jake Moody real quick? Because the fact of the matter is, somebody called in the other day, and it made me feel bad. Jake Moody only missed once before he got hurt. What week did he get hurt in?
You got me on that one.
You see, all too often we grade people only on their mistakes. You look at Brock Purdy, 3 solid years, and he finally had a problem this year. People are all over him. And I said, that's such bullshit. You guys, he was hurt. He had no offensive line protection. What do you think he'd look like out there, even with no offensive line protection, all day long? Ball snap, here comes a defender. That's just not easy to work with. And yet he almost still passed for 3,000-something yards. So, But, Brian, your feeling on Deebo and that first-round pick?
My worry, Ronbo, is who is going to want Deebo and all his money and all his drama.
I agree.
That's my worry.
How are they going to do
it? And then who are we going to want him to go play for that we don't have to see him every year? Is my other worry.
And he's out there negotiating on his own. I just hope the 49ers said, listen, let's just let you know before you get started. if you come back here with an NFC offer, we're not taking it. That's just
yeah. Ronbo, I hate to say it, and it'll probably piss Steven off, but what if we're stuck with Deebo for another year?
No, that's a real possibility.
What if we can't make it?
Yeah, that's a real possibility. No, it is. It's not a given that he's going to get out. I just hate to see him sitting on the bench all pissed off every time that his number's not called. That's what's going to end up happening.
This is not the first time that Deebo has wanted to leave and nothing happened, Ronbo.
I know his contract here, he ended up getting paid.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm all for letting the little guy sit on the bench if that's what he wants to do. If it's not going to hurt us too bad, or if we can get somebody good for him.
It will.
You know,
I don't want him just. We need harmony amongst those players. I don't need. Remember that year we had guys that everybody was for everybody, even if you didn't play. You were still into it. Yeah, I don't know how they cultivated that kind of culture to get everybody to cooperate with. But whomever was doing that, they did a great job. We didn't have any people running around with their lips all stuck out and everything. I ain't getting no touches. But there was none of that until this past year. Deebo started that, you know. And if Ricky Pearsall comes in and does a good job, Deebo's going to find some pine time, and that's just a fact.
Ronbo, there's so many what ifs with our receivers right now.
Yeah.
What if with Ayuk? The what if with Ricky Pearsall? We already know Juan's going to be.
Oh, he's going to be
Juan Williams.
Him and George are sure deals. For sure. You already know that.
And Kittle will probably still be great. But, Ronbo, you know we're going to draft a receiver. It's going to happen.
And he does it every year, whether he needs it or not. Yeah, don't leave Cowing out of the mix, though. He might be able to do something better this year. Maybe.
Ronbo, we've been waiting on Cowing for, what, last year and then this year now? I don't know,
we just drafted him last year. Kyle didn't let him play. He liked Ricky. Ricky's a first-round pick. He let him come out there. But Cowing got the garbage work. He got the work that you get vetted by if you just got into a university. Cowing was out there on kickoff returns and stuff like that, right? They put him into block on third down situations. He wasn't really given a chance to display his wares. So I think maybe Kyle may think, Deebo has probably gotten on my last nerve. I'm going to take a better look at Cowing. He's got a lot of speed. I'm going to see if I can get him to stretch the field out for me and implicate some of the stuff in my playbook. I really think Kyle is like that. I really think he's like that, Brian. You can get on his good side and you can get on his bad side. And if you're on his bad side, heaven help.
Ronbo, I haven't heard much about Jordan Mason yet. Do you know where that's going?
Right? Not a word.
Yeah.
It's worrisome.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't have a Jordan Mason and, Isaac Orendo, he's all right. But, Elijah Mitchell's gone, right? Are we going to keep Elijah?
I can't imagine that. If I had to bet money on it, Vegas had odds on it, I'd put some money on that. Elijah Mitchell's out of here.
Yeah, but Ronbo, we just saw it in the Super Bowl. We've got to get a better defense, and we got to improve that offensive line. That's what we have to do. But
I agree.
Probably not going to happen.
It's got to, Brian.
Yeah.
They can't drag ass on that. And you, like you're saying, you saw the Super Bowl, take notes. What was effective there? What worked? What can advance you to the next level? You can't ignore those things. You got to.
And, hey, Jalen Hurts, Ronbo, I'm going to say it. Jalen Hurts ain't no Brock Purdy. He's got a good offensive line.
Yeah.
That's what saved him. Now, just imagine Brock Purdy with Jalen Hurts and his offensive line.
I've seen Brock Purdy with a little less talented, a little more. This offensive line was terrible, but the one he had the year before last and last year was just a little bit less than what we had to deal with this year, and he did a great job. So I'm not on that Brock Purdy sucks bandwagon. No kind of way is that. That's not accurate.
No. And you get these clowns in here like Great One and Steve-O that hate on our quarterback, but they never have any kind of answer back for what to do, or they hate on Kyle. And hey, I appreciate you, Rams Dangerous, for being my punching bag all the time. You too, Great One. I love taking shots at you chumps because that's what you guys are. So
imagine Brock Purdy with the Eagles defense.
Oh my God!
Well, he
either
had
line
the 49ers to some degree. Guys, Brian, our time ran out on us. I'll let you back to your buddies.
All right, Ronbo. Hey man, love the fam. Shout out to everybody. Ronbo, I don't know. Are you going to be around Friday? You
Friday.
Said? I'll
This
try
time,
and
no
get
doubt.
in.
I had a problem the other day, but yeah. Friday, we'll be back looking for you,
And,
Brian. I hate when I miss you guys.
All right. Hey, shout out to my Vegemite eating buddy down under. Take care, man.
You too, Brian. 49er, Brian.
See you guys.
Night, fam. Yo, Eric.
Hey, guys.
Eric. Eric,
how y'all doing?
I saw you in the chat. I felt bad for you, but you were hanging in there because I know you're a passive, kind of subtle kind of guy that doesn't understand why people would talk the way some of the folks that are in there talk. So I'm you know what? Rise above that mess. I love it. You hanging there on your own. I love it. I was about to make people step off, but you were fine. Yeah, all right. Eric, you know, I love exchanging problems. Now we got a Deebo problem. You need a running back? No, he can't go to the NFC. Yeah, you know, you know, so funny, Eric. I mistake Deebo sometimes for a running back. His business card says wide receiver that runs the ball. When reality is, he is actually a running back that catches the ball. And don't tell him I said that.
Yeah.
Do you have any problem children on your team? Other than, what am I saying? My favorite, DK.
Yeah, he's around.
But DK does good work, though. When he stops running his mouth and showing the whole team attitude because he's not getting the ball as much as he thinks he should get it. Damn, the dude can play.
I just wish you'd be more like that more often.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, DK scares me. He was my draft crush that year he came out. Every day before the draft, DK. And then the 49ers, you know how in the combine, everybody goes around interviewing certain players to see where their head is at, right? And the 49ers, DK could not take a joke even back then. The 49ers said something, and DK got loud and belligerent. I said, wow. So the 49ers left him alone.
Yeah.
But he exposed himself by doing that because I think the 49ers actually were considering him in an early round pick because DK, they picked up Deebo, and they could have got DK. DK, they let him fall out of the first round. I think to this day, DK's probably still mad that he had to wait so long to get picked up by the Hawks. You guys picked him up early in the second round, right? Or third round? In the second round.
I think we either late second, either early to mid, maybe late second, yeah.
Wait, say that again?
Somewhere in the second round, yeah.
Yeah. It was Deebo, and then DK got picked up. So the 49ers could have picked him up. But he needed to say something different during that combine interview. Because, come on, DK's a friggin' specimen. I mean, but his attitude is a little strange.
Yeah, he's got a weird attitude. You're exactly right. Sometimes, like, I remember last year or a couple of years ago when Pete was trying to get him to not make some of the penalties or whatever.
Yeah.
And he said, but he was still going to do it his own way.
Ooh.
And I'm thinking, dude,
Ooh.
one guy that can help you, and you're going to do that? Why?
It's always wide receivers, it seems. Some of the worst guys on the field, as far as attitude goes, is the wide receivers. That's really interesting. Yeah. You don't see a lot of running backs doing that. You never see offensive or defensive linemen doing that. Hell, even the quarterback who has a right to actually behave that way doesn't. So it's really, man, it's hard to get a wide receiver that's, if he's good, he's going to be a diva. I'm trying to think of the last really good offensive or wide receiver that didn't have somewhat of an attitude, if he was really good. Stephon Diggs, one of the worst.
We might have to go back to
Devontae
wage on that.
Who? Eric, what name did you give me?
No, I said we might have to go back and go wage. because I think a lot of these big names, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I believe you know how the college system is going now. Kids are getting paid, giving out salaries as they come into a university project. That's where it starts. If I got a kid that the university's paying him $1 million or upwards of somewhere near that, he's already got his head on, right? I'm all that in a bag of chips. If you guys want me to perform, you're going to do as I tell you to do. I'm going to have what I want when I want it. You know, dude, are you a football player? Or are you somebody who needs their ass kicked? I mean, you know, one or the other. Because if I'm a coach, how do you deal with that?
Both.
God, man. So he starts at that level, and it's going to get worse. As I mentioned, kids are coming out of school now, high school, and they're getting paid, and going into college. Don't let him win the Heisman. Uh-oh. And he's a wide receiver. Hey, you know something funny, Eric? When's the last time a wide receiver got the Heisman? They rarely do they?
You know, but this year, I think there's a guy from Colorado. He's going to go like early, very early. He was wide receiver / cornerback at Colorado.
But he probably can't go in as a wide receiver. But you know what? The kid that should have won the Heisman. Did he win the Heisman? You know the kid that could go both wide receiver and defensive back, and he does them both equally well.
That's him. Yeah, he won.
Oh, I've been meaning to go look at film at him. I want to see what does that look like, because I'm picking him up as a DB.
He won.
I would. Why? Because remember when Richard Sherman used to go out and run routes? Richard Sherman was a wide receiver at Stanford, and then they turned him into a defensive back, right? Sherman would actually run routes with the receiver coming downfield as if I already know what you're running. I'm going to run it with you. Boom. He takes the ball. I said, you know what? That is the essence of making a good defensive back. Sherman had enough athleticism that he can make that switch, and he became one of the greatest of all time. I think Sherman might be a first ballot Hall of Famer. We're going to find out a little later.
Yeah. And I tell you, I think even when he was a member of Dan Fred, I still could not help but Mike was sure to keep an eye on how well he was doing.
So, you know, that's what's it. Eric, we're running out of time here. Production's poking at me. I tell you what, I'll see you Friday, as we always do. Wait on you. All right?
Bye, Bob.
Night, Eric.
All right, guys.
Hey, yo, Michael.
Hey, Ronbo. Yeah, Nikita did email you. Yeah, I know you're going to check it right after you. She just wants to make sure.
I got Brian's mail, too. So I'll get that done.
Yeah, her email is SpanishStitch24@gmail.com.
No, don't give it out. She may not want everybody to have it, especially some of these trolls in there. Don't do that. I got it right here on my. No problem.
Okay.
I'm gonna CC and both.
That was funny today, Ronbo. I was talking to my neighbor outside because his wife, I guess she came back from a business trip. And guess who she got connected with and she's been talking to? And I'm going to try to talk to her about getting some autographs. Jerry Rice.
Yeah,
she told me what a 49ers do. And I told him, who used to help, who lives here too, who was from around here, Steve Young. He went to Greenwich High School. I said,
now you can have that conversation with Jerry. Oh, he'll love it.
Yeah. So she's going to try to give me some autographs when she sees him at a business meeting and all that stuff. He must do something on the side.
Oh, Jerry's probably everywhere doing something. I mean, when you're one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, you're in demand no matter what.
I told him, too, did you let your wife know that Jerry Rice's son plays for the Chargers?
No, she does know, right? Hey, I wonder how that went. Remember, we had Rice for a few minutes, and then Harbaugh picked him up as soon as the 49ers let him go.
No, the 49ers never let him go. He got drafted by the Chargers, I think.
Oh, no, we had T.O.'s. We had T.O.'s kid, that's right.
Yeah, we had T.O.'s son, yes. And Frank Gore went to Buffalo. His son went to Buffalo.
Is he still there? I mean, Bill is still upset about that. Bill wanted every Hall of Famer's child out there because of DNA.
What happened to Steve Youngson? Know who's got a good arm? And I seen them practice on video. Steve Young's son.
Really? How old is Steve's kid?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm old. I'm 47, going on 48. Steve's got to be in his late 50s, going on 60s. I think.
But how old is so his kid's probably not that young, though. You said you saw his kid play?
On video. His kid's good. No, his kid's got a good arm. His son's got a good arm.
Yeah, no, I mean, is he in college, or I mean, what's going on with that?
I think he's in high school up there.
He's got a high schooler?
That's okay.
You said Steve's 60 years old. He got a high schooler? That's got to be fun.
Yeah.
Well, God, Steve could pass on knowledge to him.
I told Jimmy Young, Steve, you think he's going to be better than Steve? I know Mike was better than Steve. Mike and Tommy were way better than Steve Young in high school.
Really?
It's funny. They all played quarterback. They all played quarterback in high school, in my high school.
Yeah, but did Mike go to the pros? I never heard of Mike Young.
No, Tommy went to BYU. Tommy played for BYU. If you look up Tommy Young, he played for BYU.
Steve
he didn't go
started
to
off in
These guys
expansion
didn't go
league too, so yeah.
Yeah, one was Tommy. I think Tommy or Mike. One of them was a doctor.
Okay.
So that's a good.
So they went the way of repairing bodies, not taking them apart.
Yeah, but with the Deebo crap going on, get rid of him. With him wearing the Eagles jersey, yeah. Send him to like the Raiders, or send him somewhere that you don't want to. Send him to a crappy team. Know that he's never going to see Super Bowl ever again. He blew it. He flattened it out. Yeah, send him to a team that he's never going to see a Super Bowl. Raiders. Send him to Tennessee.
If we can get that edge rusher out of Vegas, put Deebo in and another pick or something like that.
Crosby,
yeah.
Yeah.
Max.
And guy from Cleveland, get him. I take the guy from Cleveland first. That's the
That's right. I was saying the other day. Some people say, "No, I'd be sad. I would be happy with both. I would be." No, I get it. I would take Max in a heartbeat too. But if you can get Garrett,
I said Deebo to Cleveland or whatever else they want. They want the 11th pick and Deebo, and I'll say, "Here, Deebo, here's a box of mac and cheese. Go stuff them up more." Adios.
That deal's too good for us instead of the Browns, so. Because they get a potential pick, a potential good player, and Deebo. Deebo's a good ball player. He might get serious after he leaves us. I don't know.
The only thing the problem with Deebo is his weight. He gained a lot of weight. You compare
him down,
all right,
and he's already getting older.
Take Deebo when he was drafted. Yes. Look at Deebo when he was drafted and now. Compare the body.
Excellent.
Yeah. Now he looks like an old man that can't run.
A little guy's going to get paid. Some of these guys can't get the bag and still perform. It's unfortunate, You got to still be hungry for that.
I mean, I feel bad for the dude. I wish he could act. I wish he was acting normal, not work. You know what I mean? If I was going to, like, for example, if I was a 49er player, say like I had to play a friend that played for the Eagles or something, I'm going to come in with my Niners jacket, my Niners outfit, and I'm going to still support it. I don't care what, let the Eagles boo at me or anything. No, I wouldn't wear no Eagles jersey.
I wonder if anybody said to him. Somebody need to tell Deebo that, other than just everybody complaining about it. Somebody need to tell him.
You got the wrong jersey. Know what I tell him? You got the wrong jersey on, sir. Do you know which team you play for? You don't play for Philadelphia, then I'll ask him.
Is that really necessary? What? I mean, you got to go and put a jersey on as well? God, now you look a fanboy out there, but you play for another real team, too.
He looks like he's pregnant. He looks like he's pregnant. Pregnant mac and cheese.
He did, didn't he? I mean, put that embarrassing picture online. Deebo didn't have any shame.
That looked like a coach. He looked like a coach on the sideline.
He
with
really
his belly
did.
hanging out. Bird belly. Yeah. But I just can't wait for the draft soon from the combine. And I don't know why everybody's talking about drafting the running back. You don't draft running back first round. You can pick those guys up later. Look what we picked up with Mason. Look what we did out with Garendo. We can find those guys later on.
Smooth says he's really good, though.
Go offensive line.
I kind of doubt they pick up yeah, that's not a heavy need.
No.
He won't
Now,
go
that tight end from Penn State, if he comes along, we could look at the tight end because it's always good to have a backup tight end. We have plenty of running backs. We could use another tight end.
250, hell yeah, we can take a look at that.
I'll take the tight end. No, he was a block. No, I take him if he's around. then we can pick up an offensive line later on, or we can do a package deal and maybe get a second-round draft pick if you trade Deebo and somebody, or you know.
Oh, please, yeah, but put people in each package. We gotta go, Mike. We're getting late now. Let me. I'll see you. I'll see you Friday. I will not fail on Friday. I'll be here.
Yeah, I'll have the key to check her email once he gets it in the 49 Brian.
It's done. Yeah. It's done. Trust me, I got it done. As soon as I get through here, that's the first thing I do. Priority one.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Robert. You have a good night. Shout out to all my 49er friends, and shout out to Tony Wright, Eric, you too, buddy, and all the girls out there. Shout out to the 49er Empire.
Thanks, fam. Night, Michael. Jack, come on in, Jack. It's Jack time.
Oh,
Jack, please, no music, Jack. It's going to get me into trouble.
Okay, all right, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to hey, tell production.
Does.
Look at production right now. We going shopping, baby. They got March Madness. We going shopping in March. Get your sunglasses out and everything, Ronbo, and get out the credit cards because we take production shopping.
Are we talking about basketball?
No.
Oh,
We're talking about our team. Whoever there's somebody.
Right? Yeah. Free agency.
They got March. Yeah, that's right. They got the man. I've been a Sacramento Kings fan since motherfucking Richmond.
Mitch Richmond, yeah. You know, man.
And being from Modesto, it was either them or Golden State. So it was always the closest team to me. Sacramento's right there, 1 hour. Oakland's 1 hour. So it was like, which one? But then I'm like, I'm a Central Valley cat. I got to have something with Central Valley. You know what I'm saying? So it was them. It was Oakland Athletics, and it was the 49ers because the Gypsy Raiders were always moving around. They were in L.A. at the time, if you remember. So, you know what I'm saying? It was always so, yeah. We going shopping, and we're gonna buy somebody in March, whoever that free agent is going to be. But I'm happy with our D-line, Ronbo, Malik Collins. I'm happy with Hargrave coming back. They're going to hold down the middle. Did you see Collins, like, at time flashing like he had a Warren Sapp, like, overhand type moves? And, dude,
I like
he
Collins.
was stuffing
I don't
him.
want to see him leave. No,
you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So if we want a Walter Nolan guys and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? I mean, get them. But, I mean, shit, we could probably get a defensive end phenom. We could get a faster Malachi Starks at safety, and there's so many more. But talking about Deebo, man. Deebo is talking about trying to lure the Broncos. Have you heard that? He's trying to lure the Broncos because Sean Payton plays this type of that Joker role or whatever. He just you know what I'm saying? He needs somebody like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Watch out for it. But what I'm trying to get at, Ronbo, is what I've been saying since I told you to trade his ass in 2021. But we could have got Garrett Wilson and their third-round picks. But all I'm saying is this. Look.
That would have been a nice pick. Ooh.
That would have been nice. And they offered us the first and the third, but we said no. Because why? Because Javon Kinlaw, they got happy feet. Remember what happened with Kinlaw? We don't want to do the same thing. And you know, you gotta this game, you gotta be aggressive, man. You gotta be aggressive.
No, yeah,
but
look at Howie Roseman. Howie's my idol, man. That dude, he has a good year every year, Jack. Howie Roseman, every year he wins the free agency period. He goes in the draft, he dominates. I said, you know what does Howie know that everybody else doesn't know?
Yeah, exactly. And talking about Broncos really quick again, I did also say the draft, you could ask Big Show, Troy Franklin, who they drafted at wide receiver, got that touchdown in the playoffs. And then my boy Xavier Worthy on the Chiefs, I said to get him too. Also another Central Valley cat from Fresno. Other guys, Troy Franklin was from EPA. But what I'm getting at on this phone call, Ronbo, is that light bulb moment. What I was telling you is put Deebo at fullback. Deebo played running back for us the entire championship game, I believe, or something when McCaffrey went in as quarterback against the Eagles that time when Purdy got hurt. But beef him up a little bit. Just imagine this. He takes a pay cut. We cut
that's what I was getting ready to say. You know what happens if he switches
We cut
positions.
Juszczyk. No, we cut Juszczyk, and believe me, this will be the greatest backfield of all time. Him and McCaffrey.
Who you get?
My God. You already seen him.
What are you gonna pay Deebo? He's not gonna get wide receiver money.
What
Debo's used to wide receiver money. No. You can't give him that now.
Yeah, I know, but we're gonna say, listen, we can't trade you. So for this year, we're gonna have to restructure, do something like this, or just 1 year we use check and put him at only fullback, like Michael Robinson when they went to Seattle and won the Super Bowl with Marshawn Lynch and Michael Robinson in the backfield behind Russell Wilson.
Like that,
so what I'm saying, dude, a man named Deebo, they named him Deebo for a reason, and he is tough as nails. You know what I'm saying? He can block. Trust me. You put a little meat on him, you'll beef him up a little bit. He can catch out of the backfield. Jack. He can run you can hand him the ball. They're like, which way is it going? McCaffrey's going that way, but Deebo's going this way. Purdy's going that way. It's gonna be bananas, man. You gotta feel me, dog. You gotta switch it up, man, and not be scared to do some shit like this. You know what I'm saying? This is what. I'm just saying, man.
Even if it were something they want to try, as soon as they tell Deebo we got to bring your salary back down about $20 million. And Deebo's getting paid $30 million this year. Now, that's not a fullback money. And that's the same way it happened to Jimmy Ward.
I know.
Jimmy Ward got told
I hear you, but we do
another position other than free safety. And they said, no, whoa, how come? So.
Yeah, but we do got Cowing. We do got Pierce on the rookie contract. We do got Juwan Jennings on the cheap, Ronbo. So maybe we could just keep him for one more year on that contract if he's not going to take a pay cut. Or maybe we could do something with Parag Marathi. Parag Marathi can maybe restructure it so he gets a signing bonus and it's not affecting us on the salary cap type thing. I'm just saying, man, he would be one of the greatest fullbacks, dude.
I feel you.
It's a light bulb moment. Come on.
I like Deebo too. I really don't have any hate on him. I just don't. He seems pretty set on getting out now. We'll see what he does. He might not make it though.
Yeah.
Deebo, he may not have any success. So maybe the 49ers will experiment a little more with him, since he's gonna have to stay up anyway.
So those times when we're weak and stuff, and we need that extra muscle, like he did against the Miami Dolphins, and he went in there and just remember that play where he went in for a touchdown and just beat up everybody, linebackers, the DBs, and scrambled his way to the touchdown.
Well, so
we need him on our team, man, for right now.
If his attitude is right.
At the fullback position, though. At the fullback. Remember Delaney Walker, man? They put him as a small tight end. Do some crazy shit like Harbaugh did, man.
I like it.
Come on, utilize this guy. He's talented.
Jack, you need to get on the phone and talk to Kyle and talk some sense into him.
I'm calling his ass up right now. And Ronbo for mayor of Modesto, guys. Let's go.
Jack, you're so cool.
All right, family.
I'll be back
Tapping
Friday.
in, baby. Tapping in.
All right. Appreciate that
All right,
too, Jack.
just tap it in like Adam Sandler, baby. Tap it in.
Thank great day out there in the UK. Hi, Jack. Antoine.
Hey, what's good, Ronbo? How you doing, bro?
Hey, Antoine, doing all right, man. You know, we're sitting back here looking at what's about to happen. As I say, it's exciting this year because, Antoine, I knew as early as week 6 or 7 we weren't going anywhere. So I just wanted to hurry and get through the season. All them ass whoopings were just getting on my nerves. But now we can go ahead and get that assembly back together and get that engine back on the road. And before you know it, Antoine, we're running around owning things again. We got an easy schedule. The place is set for domination. I can already see it right now. Antoine, it's going to start, though, with Deebo. Got to do something with him. And that first-round pick, as I said, the importance behind getting that right. Because the 49ers have a habit of getting defensive linemen in the first round unless they deviate in another direction. Every now and then the 49ers go outside of defensive linemen. Remember the first round of the year we said, we already know the 49ers will get a defensive lineman. And with the 13th, was that 13? Yeah. With the 13th pick, the San Francisco 49ers select Javon. It wasn't Javon. What was Kinlaw's first name? It is Javon. Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah, Javon Kinlaw. Yep, that's him.
Hey, Gab, come on, man. And he got some problem with his knee. Didn't they say Javon won't even be able to get through his first contract? Sure enough, Antoine. Yep. Javon's knee was a problem the whole time until he finally got it operated on properly. So anyway, Deebo.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got something to say about Deebo, man. I heard the last call, and all respect to my fellow Niners. No disrespect intended. But, bro, Deebo at fullback, Come on, man. It's not happening. It's not in the game plan. Nobody would ever accept that. Deebo wouldn't accept it. And let's just talk about Deebo for just a quick second, man.
Yes.
Like you said, we love Deebo. We know what he's brought. We know what he's done. But the guy has asked for 2 trades in the last, 4 years. So you got to grant it. You know what I mean? You got to grant it. So now it's just about the cap implications. Do you want to trade him before June 1st? Do you want to trade him post-June? What do you want to do with him, and what are you going to get? Personally, I don't think the Niners can get a lot. We've seen what Deebo has done over the last year, and he's 29 years old. His production, I hate to, I don't want to come across as like a Deebo hater because I love the guy, I do. But we have to be honest. He had one stellar season, and that was it. He's not a true wide receiver. He's not a true running back. And like I said, this is no knock on Deebo, but we're talking football, and we're talking about salaries, and we're talking about trying, like you just said, the Super Bowl is in San Francisco next year. So we have to get better. And if Deebo wants to leave, get rid of him. You don't keep a guy that says I want to be traded twice.
Yes, because he's not going to give you 100%.
You just don't do it. And this is what I believe. And I said this last year during the draft, although I did not agree with the pick of Ricky Pearsall, but I understood it was to replace Deebo Samuel. And now here we are.
Yep.
And he's going to be in position to replace him. I'm not saying he can replace the production, the physicality, and everything that Deebo did, but between him and Garindo, if Kyle Shanahan gets in his bag and starts drawing up these plays, between those two guys, they can replace Deebo's production. Deebo only had, what was it like? I want to say 60. I don't even remember how many catches. He only had about 670 yards receiving and only 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Deebo, would he have 800 yards, I think? Deebo didn't do anything
No,
this year.
total, maybe with the rushing.
Yeah,
but receiving-wise, he only had 670 yards and 3 touchdowns.
He ran up that many yards, though, extra? I didn't even see that.
No, he went for like 140 yards on like 41 carries. So he was averaging like 3.6 yards per carry, which is terrible.
But he still fell down below the standard for him. So, no, that can't continue. And then you look at Juwan Jennings, which that immediately made Deebo expendable. When I see what Juwan Jennings' production, I need to get him more touches. Deebo, I need for you to sit down. Look, have a sandwich.
Exactly.
We bust some stuff out. Just don't make a fuss. I mean, it's
Deebo had like 80 targets this year, so somewhere around 79, 80 targets. So you take Deebo off of this team, that's a lot more targets to be shared around, especially to go to our guy Juwan Jennings.
Yes, and I want to see Ricky get loose. I have a feeling we got something there.
I think so too. I think between him and like people kind of don't, with Garindo, he's a running back. Yeah, he also plays wide receiver. Yeah, he has breakaway speed. And he can play a Deebo type of position.
And he's got speed.
He can play a Deebo type of position. And with Pearsall, like we said, coming in, I love Deebo, but his production will be replaced. And my problem is he keeps asking for trades. He asked for a trade after this season when I don't understand why no one is saying truly like why. What'd you say, Ronbo?
And he didn't do nothing to be complaining and talking loud. If you do what Deebo did this year, you quietly go into the office, Coach, listen, let's be honest with each other. It's time for me to go. Let me go.
All right.
Don't be getting all on social media and hollering. Get me out of here.
Yeah, like he's highlighting like he's retweeting the tweets about him asking for a trade, and he's saying he looks good in a Denver Bronco. We all know how this goes, Ron, but we've been around the block a lot of times. We're going to lose players. They never stay forever. But what he's doing is just a turnoff. He's a diva, and it's time to get rid of his ass, and I don't give a damn. He has more bad outfits in the last year than he had touchdowns.
I know. He modeled all of them coming into the locker room as before games. God, D.
Exactly, and he's just more, it is what it is. You get paid. I'm not mad at people. You start making tens and hundreds of millions of dollars, you change. He's not the same dog. He ain't the dude he was before. And that's just what it is. He asked for a trade. Get rid of his ass, and let's move on.
Right? Because
You know, we can't be holding.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Robert.
Saying, if you're gonna be rude about it, then D, you can just go ahead and I'm gonna see if I can get you. I'm gonna get on the phone right now and see if I can get out here this evening. You know, because I mean, if you don't want to be here, let's get you out.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's asked for a trade twice, and even on this time around, he's like, you know, retweeting stuff and talking about how he looks good in other teams, wearing other jerseys of other teams. Like, as fans, we're not feeling that.
No.
We're not feeling it. So go ahead and go do your thing, and he's going to see the grass ain't greener. He's not going to get as much production. We try to force feed him, and he only had 9 less targets this year than he did last year. And he's crying about production and usage, but we still targeted him almost as much. It's not our fault he can't separate.
And there's how about the situation where he just plain dropped the ball, just missed
right, or dropping balls. He dropped the ball that could have changed our season, but he wants to get in the offseason and request a trade as if the 49ers were the problem.
I know,
nah,
right?
Bro.
That's the thing.
You're the problem. You're the problem. You're heavy, and you can't separate, and you can't catch no more. You're just a glorified fucking kickoff returner. Get up out of here. We love what you did, but get up out of here if that's how you feel.
You know, and Shannon game planned around him a couple of times, and he got hurt, which was a mistake on Shannon.
He did, right.
Well. So
that's what I'm saying. They force fed him, and he still didn't do nothing, and he wants to cry. So, okay, go ahead and get up out of here with your runway outfits, and we'll see you later, bro.
Antoine, we got to go too. I'll see you Friday.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. I love it. All right.
All right, man. You have a good one, Ronbo.
You too, Antoine. All right, fam. And let's go down to Tony ATL. Tony.
Ronbo, good evening. How you doing this evening? You sound a lot better, Ronbo.
Oh, yes, it's fading away. You know, Tony, I work hard on building this immune system. I knew I'd win, but it took a little longer than usual. I'm not even sure what it was, but it's fading now. Tony,
yes, sir. Yes,
you know,
sir.
it's funny.
Did I hear right? Does Deebo want to be traded?
Yeah, he asked that. Well, you know, when I first heard it, I thought, here we go with the rumor mill. Okay. And no, it's not a rumor. It's true. Deebo's making it clear, as Antoine just pointed out, not only is he retweeting things that he put in himself, he's making clear, I'm mad as hell. Get out of it. Hey, Deebo, you know, you did this when you got paid last time. Don't you know potential teams that might want to sign you? You're showing this ugliness that's probably not going to work well in your favor. Why don't you behave just a little better, and maybe you could get signed right away? But you yelling, screaming, and I got all this venom flying. Wow! Because Tony, quite frankly, if I'm an owner and I'm watching social media, okay, you know he's a good football player, but I don't know if I want to put up with all that. What's going to happen when we piss him off? You know, God, we're next.
Ronbo, that's the thing I have a problem with today's player, but they got all this social media because today, Ronbo, also Cincinnati linebacker Jermaine Pratt requested a trade.
Yeah, see, that's their tool now, Tony. Players, I'll put you on blast if I don't get what I want, and yeah. I guess it's a way of putting pressure on. You know, you put the thumb screws on your ownership. I still don't see why I would try that. I can't believe that's going to work. I'd rather go in and talk to you and see what I can get done.
Exactly. And then, you know, they're hurting themselves when they do that, and they don't even see it.
They don't care. They're venting for the most part. I don't know if they really think that's going to get
Ronbo, I got something interesting for you. Offensive tackle Josh Connolly. Have you heard of him out of Oregon?
No. Like, you know, I was
getting my information from you, Big Show grade, and they have him graded as the 39th player to be picked. You guys pick like 44, the second round, like 44, something like that. He might slip to you guys in the second round.
See, and you know what's so funny? Because the 49ers are probably looking at that kind of possibility too. You know? I could see that.
Yeah, because he's one of the top 5 offensive tackles. But, you know, you got the tackles, running backs, quarterbacks, which is not many quarterbacks, cornerbacks. You know, the top 32 is going to be different positions. Yeah. And I'm looking, Josh Connolly, 39th player, the 39th best player coming out. I was like, San Francisco picks about 44. They might can get him.
And especially if they've already sized him up. I don't know what the criterion is, what the 49ers want. I have an idea. You need to be, they want you to be big, but not necessarily if you can't move. I don't know if Kyle's going to alter his scheme any. He wants those offensive linemen to get out in space, because you've had him. Get out in space.
See, right here, this is one grade got the Rams taking Josh Connolly at 26. I don't think they're going to do that, though.
They might.
Josh Simmons, I heard y'all talking about him earlier out of Ohio State.
How big
Ronbo,
is this
he
kid?
would have been a top 10 pick in the first round if he hadn't hurt his knee, the Achilles or whatever he hurt.
Yeah, give me some measurements. What's his size?
I don't have his size with me. I'll have the sizes on your next show.
Okay.
But,
Because
Simmons was good. I remember watching him in college last year, the year before, and he got hurt earlier this year. And I don't know what's his timetable for coming back either.
Because you got those guys. You got to be careful because if they're too heavy, Shannon's going to overlook them. He wants guys who can move like Pooney. There's not that many Poonies available every year. Pooney's good at pass protection and run blocking. Those are freaks. You can get a guy one or the other. I prefer that you get one in pass blocking because you can almost teach a guy how to run block if he's got any athleticism to him at all.
The best tackle in the draft is Will Campbell out of LSU. He's the top dog.
Yeah.
He's going to be gone, I'll say the first 15 picks. I don't know. You never know where they're going to go. Now, if he slips to 11, y'all will have a decision to make. Are we going to go defense or are we going to take the top offensive tackle in the draft?
And you're right. Offensive or defensive, if you got equal talents on both sides of the ball available at that 11th pick, there's the dilemma. It shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
It should be an offensive lineman, but the 49ers, they love them some killers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But Ronbo, I was telling Nikita in the chat, she said she thinks we're going to have a good season. I said, yeah, but right now we got some salary cap issues.
Really?
There's been a bunch of back and forth in the social media. I know you heard about Kirk Cousins says he was hurt. After that 6-3 start, he was hurt. And now management saying this and Kirk Cousins saying that. And they're talking about the Falcons trading him because we're in salary cap hell, Ronbo. We're even talking about the David Ayumada. We signed him as unrestricted free agent 2 years ago. Our nose tackle, defensive nose tackle. They saying the Falcons, who are we going to cut to save salary space? David Ayumada, right tackle Caleb McGarry, or Grady Jarrett, or two out of the three. I'm like, what? Y'all better not cut Grady Jarrett.
See, that's what cap casualties. That's what that happens to a lot of teams every year.
And we only got DJ 5
Jones
draft
as a cap
picks.
casualty.
I'm sure we're going to make a trade. I'm saying Kyle Pitts so we can get a draft pick because we only have 5 picks, Ronbo.
Don't you not like Kyle Pitts since that year he got drafted? I remember you weren't enthusiastic about it. I was all excited. Wow, you guys picked up Pitts, Tony. Yeah, well, Tony was not excited about it even then.
I like Kyle Pitts, Ronbo, and Michael Penix likes Kyle Pitts, but we don't have a 3rd round pick. We don't have a 5th or a 6th round pick. We need draft picks.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, when you say you got cap issues, how much money are you guys over the cap?
I'm not sure how much over. I'm just reading these different blogs and tweets now, like they're saying about who we're gonna cut and all this. And we might, if we release Caleb McGarry, that might be a good tackle. Y'all can pick up Caleb McGarry. He's good at run blocking. He's got to be better at pass blocking. He's our right tackle.
See,
we drafted him in the 1st round in 2021, whatever.
Nowadays, Tony, there was a time when the league hadn't evolved to the point where it is now. You have to have a guy that can do both. That's pretty much what what happened here with the Philly. They built that offensive line is fabulous. They're big, strong, and
but Ronbo, to be honest,
around.
This is something you pointed out to me months ago, and I got to thinking. We started struggling. Do you know next year with Michael Penix starting? Michael Penix for the Falcons, 1st round draft pick. Bijan Robinson, 1st round draft pick. Tyler Algier, the other running back, he was a 5th round pick, but he got 1,000 yards his rookie year. Drake London, 1st round draft pick. Donnell Mooney this year, we signed him as a free agent, 970 receiving yards. Kyle Pitts, first-round draft pick. That's a lot of young talent at the skill positions.
Yep. Now you got to build those trenches. Because what's
Yes,
that wide
sir.
receiver you got that I like his name so much?
Drake London.
Yeah. That's a wide receiver's name. That's perfect.
1,272 yards this year.
How many? What?
Yeah, 1,272 yards.
See, I know it. You know what? It's perfect build for a wide receiver, too. Drake London's how tall?
About 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah. He can play. He's like
Daniel Moody had 970 yards, Ronbo, and he would have had well over 1,200 yards. He was dinged up and hurt later in the year, like the last two games of the season.
That's always – you look at what's his name over in Tampa Bay, Mr. First Ballot Hall of Famer Mike Evans. You know, Michael's 6'4", 6'5", right?
Yes, sir, about 6'4".
Yeah. Evans got hurt. How many yards did he accumulate? Even so, Evans was out like 3 or 4 games this year.
He barely made 1,000 yards because he missed a few games. He went over the 1,000-yard mark,
but he still barely went over, right? See, those are the guys. Yep. God, and they've got one in Green Bay too. Oh man, he got hurt. He gets hurt a lot. You know what? That's a bad. You're
not talking about Christian Watson.
Watson, you and I both liked him, right? Because we wanted to get him in San Francisco for Trey Lance because Trey was hitting him right and left when he had him over there with him. At North Dakota. So yeah. Anyway.
Yep, North Dakota State.
Yeah, you know these are the kind of guys, but he gets hurt a lot. He was hurt last year, and I think it hurt the Packers' cause a little bit. He's somebody you can depend on. He's not going to be guarded. He's going to dominate once he gets loose. He's fast. All that size, and he's fast. He's a real man. Randy was fast.
He reminds me of Randy Moss.
Yeah, Randy.
I thought he caught that slant. Was it 2023? Oh. He caught a 10-yard slant against Philly on Sunday Night Football. Took it 71 yards. Kept
running away from the defense. Oh my God!
Running away. Yes.
Yes. Those guys are generational talents. But he's going to have to beef up or do something. I don't know what he's going to do. And just by the body build alone, they're susceptible to getting hurt because a smaller, hard-hitting defensive back's going to fold him up. So, that gets a little – that wears.
Hey, Ronbo, also on the Fox, go to your Fox News, Fox Sports. There's rumors that Aaron Rodgers, they're going to part ways, and he wants to come to Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Well, one of the starting safeties, I can't think of his first name, last name is Elliott for Pittsburgh, saying, tell his old ass to retire. We don't want him in Pittsburgh.
I heard that.
I said, wow.
Stephen A. Smith took exception to that, too. He ain't got nothing. You know what? If TJ would have said something like that, but Elliott, not so much. So, he ain't going over there anyway. I don't think if Thomas would have said something a bit okay, but Elliott was out of line.
I think Pittsburgh's going to try to re-sign Justin Fields, to be honest, and make him the starter.
Well, what you
do? That's what I think.
Well, you know what? Go ahead and bring Rodgers and let Russ go, and let Justin Fields work behind Rodgers for about a year or two.
Oh, so you think Rodgers might go there?
Steelers got to do something because they got that Pickett's. That receiver they need another receiver maybe along to go with him. But, man, they need to bring Devontae with him. And Steelers with Aaron and that defense, tell you, I don't know, Tony. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, I heard also today that the Minnesota Vikings who fired their GM,
real quick.
the same GM that when Kirk Cousins was a free agent, he signed Kirk Cousins, paid him a lot of money about 4 or 5 years ago, and then gave him an extension.
Yeah.
So the Jets hired him as their GM, and now I'm hearing if we cut Kirk Cousins is going to go start for the Jets because him and that GM, they got a history.
I tell you, Tony, we really got to roll. We're way over here, and production's giving me a hard time. I tell you, let me see you Friday, and let's continue.
Yes, sir, and I'll try to have some numbers for you as far as offensive and defensive linemen for you because Ronbo, this draft, y'all got it. It's deep. It's deep in offensive and defensive linemen.
I've heard. All right, Tony. You have a great night.
All right, take care, sir.
You too. Night. Man. Every year, you hear about the draft being drafted in one position or another. There's 1 year it's defensive backs, another year it's wide receivers. same year. Well, it was sometimes it's really amazing though. At times, wide receivers and defensive backs, the draft is usually loaded with both, which is really amazing. How does that come out at the same time? One can kill the other. And offensive and defensive linemen. Normally, though, you don't have offensive and defensive linemen coming out in the same draft. Draft the linemen are that's kind of consistently the same, isn't it? No overload one way or the other. We'll find out. 49ers need to find out. Fam, thanks for the contributions. And I will not fail. I will be here Friday looking for you. All right? Have a great night, fam. Let's get back to Friday night and talk some more 49er football. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, man. I really need that. I do. Niners!